down and got a free shower. I said it was a luxury.
Okay.
And by the way, you have a group that has gone from about 200 people the last night to about 300 people overnight. So, yeah, have fun with that.
Wow.
With no food, no water. And our druid is not here today.
And your cart blew up
Yeah.
with all of your food on it.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, Pat, that your apprentice is still unconscious, laying on the ground. She's sleeping. I think she earned it.
Mm.
Boy, I should probably roll for how much health she got back. The answer is not a lot. Not a lot.
Ouch.
Yeah.
No, I have a spell that can help, but it's a 3rd level spell. And I don't really want to have to get rid of one of my other spells in order to put it on.
No, how about first, what is the spell? What does it do? Because
It doesn't help a lot, especially when we have 1,000 people, but it's just create food and water. Create 45 pounds of food and water and 30 gallons of water on the ground or in containers within range, enough to sustain up to 15 humanoids or 5 steeds for 24 hours. The food is bland but nourishing and spoils if uneaten after 24 hours. The water's clean and doesn't go bad. I can only do that twice, so I could feed 30 people a day. So, yeah.
I'm assuming the surrounded wildlife is nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, pretty much. Because
I mean,
you have
right now
300 people here.
Right now, you kind of have an army, and basically, an army destroys everything in its path. Usually,
Yeah, is that not save?
Uh-oh. And none of them brought any food of their own.
Oh no, they brought food of their own. It's just
Okay.
that it's not going to last real long.
That's what I thought. All right.
well, at the very least, I'll be. I should be able to at least help my apprentice out a little bit. For the next 8 hours. I'm gonna cast Aid. I don't care about the other 2 people, but at 2nd level, Aid. Your spell bolsters your allies with toughness and resolve. Choose up to 3 creatures within range. Each target's hit point maximum and current hit points increase by 5 for the duration.
Okay.
And the duration is 8 hours. So at least give her 5 more HP than she had before.
Right. Yeah, no, she's still like basically passed out.
I figured, but this is the best I can do to basically get put more blood back in her system.
But yeah, you can tell that her breathing is very labored. She is not in a good way.
Okay.
I'm gonna look over to Ferdinand. Like, it's probably best if we do not re-enter town tonight.
Because of her state?
Well, that and you brought an army to their door.
If we go inside, we didn't explain it to them.
They're not going to let us inside. They may let me inside because I'm barely associated with you at this point in their minds.
Motherfucker, they don't even. I can't say that. I
They've
can't. I
watched-
can't point out the obvious thing here.
Well, they watched him walk into the group, and them all listening to him. At this point.
You're in the forest.
Yeah, we are in the
I thought we were
forest.
closer to the town, actually, so that's my bad.
Oh,
It's
I-
outside the
from wh-
town.
From the way that Josh had described it, he said, "Oh yeah, we're right outside the gate, the front gates." I'm like, Jesus.
Not right outside the front gates, but we're on the other side of where we approached.
So that's my bad. I thought when Josh was telling me what happened last week, he made it sound like we were way closer to the city.
I'm sorry about that.
Okay, well,
you are close enough that the people of the city can see the smoke of the campfires, but you are not close enough that they could go, "Ah, there's Ferdinand the monster. Tar and feather him."
Do you think you can get me in a meeting with the leader of this country?
no. It's not like I exactly know her that well. I can attempt, but there is no such guarantee.
An attempt would be appreciated.
I'm gonna look over at Third and like, can you make sure that she doesn't get any worse? And if she does, call me immediately.
I will try my best.
Thank you.
She didn't want to be brought back into town.
I understand. That's why I'm not
I'm just
telling him
letting
to
you
bring
know.
your. Oh, trust me, I know exactly what she means. In this state, all it's going to do is cause more rumors.
Even
Anyway.
before she was in this state.
Doesn't matter. Let's see. Any other business we need to do before we head into town?
Jacob, did you think of what these people would sell at?
Fuck, I was supposed to think of that.
I asked you what they had sold at, and you're like, you've asked me a question I was unprepared for.
Fuck.
And then I was like, alright, I had to come up with names if you want, and you're like, yes, you to do that.
DM is now writing a note for next session because he forgot to do the thing. Oops.
If it's okay with you, we can retcon that bit, and you can tell me, act like you told me before we left that session.
Are you looking for like what they're good at, like your lieutenants are good at?
Yeah, just the
Okay.
people up front with me.
Okay.
I think
So
he's
first
wanting
name
to work on the things.
is what again?
The Daz for the Tobalt. And I sent them to you through Messenger.
Yeah, but I would like to know the race.
That's Tobalt, and then the other one's the Minotaur. And
All right, we will return to that because I forgot.
that's okay.
I ran out of time. I'm not even like 100% prepared for this session. I'm like 15.
Data, that's fine.
It's been a week.
I figured I'd asked again before we left for town. Just need to know what those 5 people would sell at. Ooh, the troll's name will be Chud. The replacement troll.
So before we go anywhere into town, I'll talk as we walk, sort of thing. What are your plans for this group that you have brought together?
I am hoping to build a town, in all honesty.
I see.
A small, well, probably not a small town, but a town where all are welcome to join. A place where everyone stands equal for the most part. I want to try to build a better world, Maximilian.
A tall order.
I have a lot of those.
Especially because you're trying to build something that's not in the war mind's control in the middle of their territory. I'm
They'll probably
assuming.
still tax me.
City
How are you?
states exist.
How are they going to tax you if you don't make any money in this town?
I'm going to teach them how to craft things. At least a portion of
You,
them.
you're gonna teach all of them.
I'm hoping for a trickle down effect.
Wouldn't it be easier to find people that are willing to teach others to come to the town?
That would make a lot more sense, Maximilian. I can try to find teachers.
You,
Well,
how'd it
I
go?
was hoping I could teach one or two, and then they teach one or two.
And then they only know one skill. And they can only be as good as you.
That is fair.
And if the next person you teach can't get to the level that you're at, then they can only teach what their level's at. And so on and so forth.
Do you know any farmers?
Jacob?
History check. Disadvantage.
I kind of figured. History is a +1.
I believe in you.
That is a 14.
$14. I'm going to say probably not, with how your backstory is.
Any farmers I've known, I've probably killed.
Yeah, probably.
That
So,
would be a no.
Hoping we could feed them through a combination of farming, fishing, and hunting.
Mm, that's the goal. However, you're going to have a hard time doing that. Number one, you have to find people that are willing to trade with people that they consider lesser than them more often than not. Especially after the whole rage incident where they were attacked by these creatures more often than they used to. So the fear of them has the fear mongering effect has increased tenfold. Two,
Be honest.
you are going. I believe you told me you were going to build this to the north, correct?
Yes.
That I'm pretty sure that's where even less food is grown comparatively. So you're gonna have a hard time trying to grow anything because the harsh climates. Once winter hits, you're gonna have even way less options when it comes to both hunting and fishing. because the ocean's going to start freezing, and any small rivers and lakes are going to be frozen over, completely gone. Animals are going to go into hibernation. Plus, no crop is ever going to grow during winter unless you got yourself a greenhouse, which are expensive and difficult to maintain.
Well, only one city has one.
Correct.
They have the monopoly at this point.
I'll burn that bridge when I get there.
I hope not. I thought you were
That was
wanting to
at
go for
J-Dub.
peace here.
That was at J-Dub. I am going for peace.
This is.
And
I
be
hope you
honest,
realize this
Matthew,
is not exactly an easy path that you're not trying to take. This is going to be damn difficult. It would be much
I know.
easier just to tell these folk to scatter throughout the land and scavenge and survive until the spring.
That's not a good idea. That's not a bad idea, I meant. Huh.
Sure, they may not be able to survive because there's going to be people that are less fortunate than others. But when you bring them all together, you're guaranteeing that some of them are going to die because we don't have the resources. We just don't.
I'll see if I
Unless
can
you're
finish.
able to be very persuasive and convince the war mind to give you resources that they probably do not have at this point in time, there's no way that you're going to get enough resources to feed these people
I was going
over the
to
winter.
talk to someone who isn't the war mind. To
Who
see
isn't
about getting some.
Do you mean the Holy
resources.
Empire? Because they're
No.
less likely than anyone.
No, I don't mean the Holy Empire.
I knew.
Deimos.
I don't know how well that'll work out for you.
By the way, Patton, roll me a history check to see if you've ever interacted with Deimos.
Good. That's it's +1. I was like, what's my history again? That's an 11.
Yeah, so once again, this man is just talking crazy shit. Like, great, another fucking god.
Let me guess, you've already spoke with Deimos before.
Before, yes.
Are you in good graces with him at this point in time?
It's been a while.
So that's a no.
It's a maybe.
It's a no. He quite literally all he does is dealing in trading and information. If you haven't talked to him in a while, he's either forgotten about you or you're not on his list anymore. That's just how that is. Because if you were, he'd be looking for you
I
or sending
have
people
some
for you.
information I think he would want. This brings me to an interesting question and thought I had, Jacob, before I continue this with Maximilian.
Okay.
So,
Is it the one you sent me earlier?
it's... what one did I send you earlier? Oh, that's something I'm thinking about trying to work on at some point and seeing if it can
I have a
go.
response for you, but we'll do that. We'll
Yeah.
do that later.
What does it take to bond with Deimos temporarily?
Sorry, I don't understand the question.
You know how Deimos speaks to everyone and has access to all the memories?
Yes.
What does it take to have him do that? For a temporary thing, because he only does it willingly.
I told you, Jacob. I'm sorry.
You would have to ask Deimos.
I'm going to. I'm just letting you know that I'm going to ask him
Fuck.
to prove that everything I say is truth. And that I truly mean to build a better world and give him the chance to be the god who helped win the Heavenly Realm back.
And then I pointed out that Deimos takes over. He could quite easily just kill
Kill me?
himself while inside him.
Yeah, he could. Deimos could also use his god powers to flay me alive.
Welcome, Ko. How are you doing today?
Uh, you know, it's going. It sounds like you're having a whale of a time.
I don't get paid enough for this.
The answer is I'm a madman.
Wait a second, you get paid?
I don't, and that's the problem.
So that's Jacob's little heads up. But
Jesus Christ.
I have a plan, Maximilian, when it comes to talking to Deimos.
Are you sure about the path?
I am sure about the path.
And the consequences of it?
The dice will fall as they will, Maximilian.
Didn't know you were gambling, man.
Gotta have something. Haven't found any casinos.
You know,
He's
Ferdinand.
into gambling people's lives instead.
Oh God. You know, Ferdinand, you and I might be a little more alike than you think.
Oh, you gamble people's lives too.
No, not like that, Ko.
The only life I gamble is my own. So,
Mm. I can help you as much as I can. If you're set on the path that you're wanting to take, I'll attempt to help you if I feel it's necessary. But any actions and any consequences are yours to bear alone. You understand?
I understand.
I'll stand by you, but I won't bear it for you.
Thank you.
Don't thank me yet. Your life on the line, not mine.
Yeah,
I'll start walking towards the gates.
it means a lot that you're standing by me.
Hey, you learned to listen. I told you I would stand by you as long as you did.
Now, if you excuse me, I have to write a note and find Deimos in this city. Do you know any underground places?
I know a place. I'll take him to the bar. Not Freya's bar, the other one that's not on the list.
Because it didn't exist until your character happened, so...
Hello. Well, and Inara.
Yeah.
So technically, yeah, same time, I guess.
Still proving my point.
Yeah. I'm
Alright,
assuming.
so since you hopped in, is there anything you would like to do for the morning session, part of the day? And please don't ask about your bow. I'm still working on it. I'm doing it right now. I'm a little unprepared for this session. This last
Been a
week has
bad
kinda
week.
hectic. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like those two are together, so I'm not gonna be able to like ask them anything.
I
No,
mean,
you can.
You could. You would have
Yeah.
seen us at camp, and we walked towards town after that point.
So I mean, they're still within a range for you to catch up.
All right.
We weren't exactly sprinting, and you are faster than both of us.
By a margin. A serious margin.
Well, I guess I'll catch up to them. Join the party. And ask Maximilian about sword training.
You interested in swords? What type of sword? Long sword, short sword, scimitar, cutlass, dagger, great sword.
Think I'll fancy a great sword.
Got a raise an eyebrow. Like, let's see. Are you strong enough to handle one?
Don't know yet. Haven't tried to pick one up.
Well, once everything's settled tonight, maybe we can look into it. I wouldn't doubt that they have somebody in that camp that has a great sword on him. Or we can at least fashion a long stick to suffice. Because I'm not going to give you a real sword until you learn how to use it, sort of thing.
Understandable.
In fact, actually, we probably would have left at this point already. So, yeah, never mind. I was gonna ask Thurden if he could search the camp for the, or at least ask one of the other creatures in the camp if anybody had a great sword or a dulled blade for practice purposes, or anything like that. But we probably already left, so I'll leave that for later.
All right, so you get to the shady bar.
I just usher him in and just point to the bartender and like, there's your guy.
I will approach the bar and sit down.
The gentleman will look at you and go, "What do you want?"
Demos?
He looks at you and goes, "Wait, are you serious?"
Maximilian is rubbing his temples.
Yes.
He looks at Maximilian. Is this kid for real?
I've talked to him before.
Yeah, but it still sounds fucking crazy.
If you knew my life, you wouldn't be saying that.
No, he still would be. Your life is crazy.
Thank you.
You shouldn't be thanking me for that.
Well, you can talk to one of his informants if you're lucky, but Deimos doesn't reside here.
Uh, hmm. Do you know where any of his informants are?
Well, they will probably find you by the end of the day because you have said Deimos's name, what? Well, we have at least, like, what, 10 times now?
Probably. Anywhere I could wait that would hopefully speed this process up?
Dark alleys. The less people around, the better.
We have other business to attend to in the meantime, anyway.
Yep.
I'll start heading for the door. I'll flick the
Thank you.
bartender. I'll flick the bartender a gold.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
By the way, you pay for any services that you acquire from him. So information, you pay for it. If he doesn't seem so forthright at the start, give him a little more. If he turns you down at that point, then you know that he can't help you.
Thank you. That's
Now,
the state I was in. I just kind of walked up to Deimos' door and went, "Hey, Deimos, can we talk?"
it's probably because that's where he resides. This is a little different here.
Yeah.
Especially because this is inside the War Mines territory. A little bit more tricky to get anything illegal or illicit. I mean a little, I mean a lot. They take their job seriously, they don't accept bribes. Now in the Holy Nation, no, Bob's your uncle. You can get whatever the fuck you want down there. As long as you're talking to the right people. If you're talking to the high up clerics and paladins, you're gonna get your ass beat and probably crucified. But regular old people, they just want money. Enough money to get booze to get over the shit that they've seen.
Sounds like you've got experience.
I've been around, haven't I? Is that a deception check,
Well,
Jacob?
That is accurate though.
Yeah, it's
That
not
is not
really
a lie.
deception. You have been around.
That is not a lie.
The secret to deception checks and not making them if you're bad at lying is saying things that are true,
Truths.
but it doesn't lead the whole truth. Like, I've been around. You have been around, but you haven't been there.
I know. I have.
Then
Anyway,
you wanna
yeah.
hit the dot alleys that where we're heading?
Except for the fact that we still have 3 people near us. Given the fact that it's all 3 of us together.
Oh,
But we're the ones searching for him, are we not?
No, he's the one searching.
So
He's
you
the
think
one
that he
that they're
should go
looking
on
at.
alone?
No, because more likely than not, he's going to get robbed before anything else.
Maybe we could shadow him.
Yeah, I'm not exactly stealthy. Pointing to my plate mail. Also, we're talking out in the open. Any sort of subtlety is out the damn window. It's best just to let them approach us at their own pace. Don't go looking for them. They'll come to you when they have the right time.
Yep. Sounds like the way things work.
All right, let's go. Let's try to get a meeting set up for this afternoon or tonight with the leader of the War Mind.
let's.
Again, I can only guarantee to get a meeting in an unofficial capacity. I'm not sure that I could ever get an official capacity meeting with her.
It's
giving-
better than nothing, Maximilian.
All right. I'll start leading them to the Fighters Guild.
Why are we going to the Fighters Guild?
Hush.
Okay.
When we're not out in the open, I can answer questions. Go up to the receptionist.
He will see you and it's like, welcome back. Have you come for your
Yes.
payment for your mission that was supposed to be bland?
Yeah, we'll pick that up as well as I have 2 pieces of information / things I need to get from you.
This is
you can-
a rare case.
You can give
So
them
certainly see what I can do.
yes. You can give them the gold for the party. They'll split it out for the party later.
All right.
Is there a private room that you and I can talk?
Well, certainly.
Thanks again for the tot bot.
You are very welcome. He will lead you off into a side room.
Is there a chair, or if there's not, is
Yes,
there?
this is a conference room, so there are
Okay.
many chairs.
Okay. I'll sit down and I will start rubbing my temples.
He will sit down across from you, and he says, "You look quite stressed. It's unusual for you."
I wonder why. It's like I'm trying to stop drinking.
Ah, yes, always a challenge.
Also, all the supplies to help me cope with it have been destroyed in that little landmine incident. Do you mind
Well,
if I smoke? Or
go
is it
right
not
ahead.
allowed in here? All right.
We have plenty of officials come through here and smoke
Oh
anyway, so
yeah,
it's not like
I
it's
have to
gonna.
change 82 down to 5 now. Or no, I have to change it down to 4 because
Yep. Just don't tell anyone you're the reason there's no more coffee in the town.
They might kill you.
so on to business numero uno. The guards will have at this point informed you about smokestacks and a large camp outside town, correct?
Yes, there have been. They are currently deciding what to do with it right now.
You might want to tell them to hold off for at least until business numero dos can go through. If you can. I know the guard tends to be a little trigger happy.
Why?
But maybe you can temper their expectations by telling them that there is a small army of about 300 mixed assortment creatures from kobolds, gnolls, trolls, and minotaurs. Am I missing anything else?
Bugbears.
Ah, bugbears. That's the other one I remember seeing.
I don't think there were many goblins.
Well, they'd be under the bugbears anyway.
Yeah.
So, you want me to tell them to not shoot at the army forming at our doorstep?
Correct, because I don't know if the town guard alone would be enough to stop them, even if they wanted to.
That's adorable.
The other news is the fact that who's in control of said army.
Oh my god, it's you fuckers. Isn't it?
It's not me per se, but the man that you gave the cookbook to, he's in charge of. Yes.
Okay.
Which brings me to what he was wanting me to try to do. And again, there's a reason why I'm stressed. It's not just the army. He is wanting to try to make a city-state inside the War Mines territory, comprised of these 300 creatures, and others as time goes past. In his own words, he's wanting to create a town where everyone is equal and welcomed. As long as you don't start shit, you'll be welcomed and allowed inside the town, sort of thing. Now, noble goals, lofty, I know, but that's not something that can be easily given, especially when it's a group of creatures that just prior, until Ferdinand himself stopped the rage inflicting over the entirety of the Warmind and elsewhere, there's a lot of fear running amok when it comes to these creatures. Which is why he's asked me to try to get a meeting in with the lady. In her more official capacity, but I know that I can't ask for that.
I will see what I can do.
I know.
Until that time, I can probably give you a maximum of 24 hours, but douse any unnecessary campfires that are out there, because the smaller they think the problem is, the less likely they are to napalm the entire area and call it a day.
Alrighty, let's see what I can do. I'm also trying to convince him, because I know how hard it is to start a town at this stage in the fucking season, to tell them to spread out until next spring to start it up. But I have a feeling that that's not going to be likely.
Well, do your best, I guess.
As we all do. Thank you.
Wait,
I'll
did
leave you
mention
to
didn't
your
forget what I said.
ruminations.
Austin,
Hmm?
when you pitched that, Ferdinand said it was a good idea, and he'd probably do it and have a small group try to get the town started, like the base work of a town out
Yeah,
there.
but here's the thing, Josh. That's because just because you think it's a good idea doesn't means that you still have to convince the rest of the creatures that you're commanding. Because you're
That
only
is
commanding the leaders, and the leaders might go, "Why? It'll be easier to stick together. Less likely for us to die."
fair enough.
And
I
you
will
always
handle that.
plan for the worst, Josh.
Yeah, I know.
So even if that's the plan we end up going with, where we have them split off until spring and then have them meet up and to help build the town once winter's done, at least they have the expectation that they won't. And once they do, they'll be a lot more relaxed when the town is built up in the spring, if that's what we get.
Alright.
All right, I'll exit and say, all right, we have some work to do. Let's get going.
Alright.
I'll look back over to the gentleman like, do you want me to try to meet a messenger near the gates by the fall, or are you gonna try to send someone who's a little more?
Oh, don't worry, I know message.
Oh, fair enough. I'll leave you to it. Come on.
Let's go.
Plus, the other thing, Ferdinand, is once we're outside of town, your little posse that you're wanting to talk to will be more likely to come and talk to you because there's not a lot of people outside of town.
Fair enough.
Plus, we have some business to attend to in camp.
Why do people think less of these races?
It's almost like they don't communicate.
Most of them know common, but I've noticed
Some of them
more
do.
atrocities committed by man than I have these.
That's because you haven't seen them in mass groups before. They are just as easy as any other man to commit atrocities. In fact, more often than not, gnolls would be more likely to commit atrocities than anyone else because they need food, and people are food to them. Just not a very convenient sort of food, unless they have a large quantity of people.
Alright.
Technology versus behavior. It's all how it is. They haven't increased their technology compared to the humanoid races that are inside towns. Therefore, they're considered inferior, stupid, and not as thinking comparatively, more animalistic than anything else. Which is
I
where the
imagine
term monster comes from more times, not monstrosity. They don't look like us, therefore they don't think like us, they don't act like us, therefore they are nothing but monsters, sort of thing. It'd take a lot to get people to get over that, even if they see it in their own eyes. All they're going to think about is the stories they've heard or the things they themselves have seen from other groups of these creatures.
Alright.
So don't blame them too much. The best you can do is just slowly change their notion of what they understand of these creatures.
Alright.
Now, first things first, no campfires.
Alright.
Go on, tell them.
I will call the 5 people.
They'll
Counting
gather up.
Zadaz. And, Zajat. And I will tell Zajat to inform them that we have to douse most of the campfires to keep from being attacked at the moment.
Persuasion at disadvantage.
I was waiting for this.
Probably wants to fight.
Of course they do.
That's
That's
actually not too bad.
a 6.
Yeah, I think that comes out to be 14. That would be a 14.
At least 3 beat them.
At least 3.
See. Let's see. You need to pull up. You and I need to pull up. You. Charisma -1. Charisma -2. Charisma -1. Charisma -1.
Isn't it the wisdom save against persuasion usually? Like your insight?
Is it?
That's
It's
what we
usually
normally
insight, yeah.
doing. We do insight versus persuasion or
Oh, that's a
deception.
+3.
Sorry, Josh. Just
No,
being
no,
fair.
it's fine.
-1. It's 0. Oh, that's a -2. That's worse.
Still not enough.
That one's higher. That's a +1. There you get a couple of row. It's fine. We'll crush them, pretty much.
The goal at the moment is not to crush them, because with winter approaching, they will help aid us with food,
Shelter.
shelter,
Water.
and water. As in everything we need to live.
Persuasion.
Right?
Yep.
Hey!
That's a 24.
Jesus. Oh, God.
I think you win.
They would consider winter to be particularly harsh, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks it's particularly harsh. Even if you have walls, it is still cold as fuck.
This isn't. This is meant to help ensure our survival through the winter months. The whole time when I'm talking, since I know not everyone can understand me, and even though Zajat and them are doing their best to translate, I'm doing a lot of
Yeah.
hand motions like Josh normally talks. You've seen me talk, Jacob. You know what
Yeah,
I mean.
I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I had a backup plan in case a few of them didn't want to listen.
Recommend?
Activate Plan B.
No.
If
They're
that was
listening,
start a
though.
fight, you would be dead.
No, I just say one-on-one.
You want me to bring the Rourke back?
No. That's not. I mean, that's a one-on-one, but that's not the one-on-one I wanted. I was meaning like, hey, you troll, one-on-one, or someone goes like,
You would lose.
I know I'd lose.
I'll continue negotiations. Zajat, this one won't be with a lot of hand signs. Zajat, do your best to keep the peace around here.
He will give you a thumbs up. Sorry, I'm typing and trying
Okay.
to.
I'm just making sure that Zajat heard me. Like, just don't let them kill each other or anything yet.
No yet.
I mean, they'll have to kill animals to hunt.
No, that's not each other.
That is fair. The
You
get
said
was
don't
to
let them kill
anything.
each other yet. Well, they have to kill animals. Like, that's not them then.
I said anything or each other yet.
I didn't hear
Like, each other or
anything or
anything yet.
I didn't hear that other part of that.
Yeah.
All I heard was don't let them kill each other.
No.
Yet. I'm like, what the fuck? Yet.
Well. I will nod to Maximilian and tell him, well, they're listening.
He'll kind of nod his head and you're like, we'll see how well this works out. Hope for the best, expect the worst. Now,
I believe it's hope for the best, prepare for the worst.
Zajak still can't hear. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be like, hey, can you tell or ask Zajak if there's any great swords that anyone has extra?
Zajat and Null, are there any extra great swords?
It would basically translate loosely to rusted junk.
Rusted junk.
Perfect.
Good. I need
He'd look at you a little confused for a second.
Training.
training wheels.
He would nod his head and he would send one of the trolls to go fetch it.
And tell him like while you're there, since I'm gonna be training anyway, anyone that is wanting to learn how to use a great sword effectively, bring them over to me with all those rusted junks.
I will translate this to Zajaz. Zajat.
You would see the cobalt run up.
Just pat him on the head like, we'll get you a longsword.
Wait, does he have the strength to use one? This is no strength requirement. We learned this.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Fuck, you're right. There isn't for a great sword.
No,
Is
no,
he a
no.
small-
It is for you. It's creatures that are small,
All right.
a
They
medium
have
or small.
disadvantage.
Yeah, have disadvantage with it. So
Small creatures have disadvantage with it. Is he a
Mm.
small cobalt?
kobolds are
Well,
small, Josh.
Kobolds are all small.
Ah.
Yep, small humanoid.
They're like, I'll get
Oh.
you a great sword. or a long sword, because that'll be the exact same thing for him.
So, on the other note,
Am I gonna start training an army?
Jacob,
It sounds
I'm,
like it.
I want
Oh,
you to
no.
know I'm taking linguists next feat level.
Okay.
That's a problem, because then he'll be able to speak to everyone. There's no end to
was
what he can accomplish.
Patent. Even when he couldn't speak to everyone, it was a problem.
My hope is to end up like Frank. I think it was Theodore Roosevelt who could write in both Latin and English with two hands at the same time
Jesus Christ.
on two separate sheets of paper.
God have mercy on my soul.
So, yes. And why he's training them, I would like to walk out alone in the woods. Well, I'll bring Solrath with me.
I have to teach him.
Oh yeah. Alone I go in the woods for now.
You can get Zajak.
Or any of the other clan
Oh,
leaders.
that's right. I have like 300 soldiers. The Jet has to hold the peace for now. Well, Maximilian's there. Maximilian's training. It should be fine. The Jet, we
Oh,
need to
God.
go for a walk to meet a god.
No, actually, I need Zajak.
Yeah. But, alright.
Because I need somebody to translate.
Which one of the races speak common, Jacob?
Oh god. Let's see.
Bugbears might.
Bugbear does. Oh
What
wait,
is the
Bugbear isn't one of them.
But
No, I
that
thought
was
Bug.
one of the leaders.
Oh, do you not have a name for him yet? Oh no,
Right.
there it is. No, no, it's right in front of my face. I'm just fucking blind. Yes,
Stone. Stone.
Stone.
Stone.
Yes.
We're going for walk the meter god, hopefully.
I doubt
He
you're going to meet an
scratches his
actual
head a
god.
little bit and goes, and then points to Snappy, but is like, isn't that God?
That is God, but the god that knows all which is whispered, so to speak.
That is such a good name for that. Oh my god. Holy shit. Anyways,
Holy fuck!
what? I'm
I
allowed
mean,
to say
you're
things are good.
that's true.
Easy.
You like that one, huh?
That is
Yeah.
pretty cool.
So how does Stone respond to that one?
He would just nod his head.
And I will walk a little ways from camp and find a nice rock to sit on.
So, not long, like at all. Um, Basically, as far as you can tell, almost out of thin air. Like you don't hear him at all. All you hear is, "Hey, I hear you were looking for me."
Demos?
No,
Ah, got my
y-
hopes up.
you're not fucking finding Deimos out here. That's for damn sure.
I did it have to go back to eternity.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, I have a interesting proposition for him.
All right. Uh, get one of these every few hundred years. Can't wait to see what this one is.
Well, I would first off like to offer him the opportunity to go into my mind to prove everything I'm saying is the truth to him.
Righty.
Stone, since he has arrived, could you give us a minute?
He would nod and walk away.
I am going to offer Deimos the opportunity to be the god who won the Heavenly Realm back.
The man will look at you for a second and then start to laugh. And how the fuck do you expect to do that?
Well, when he goes into my mind, he'll find out. I want him to hear from the horse's mouth something that I will be capable of. Is it not an interesting proposition?
It is a interesting proposition, but you also have to realize it sounds absolutely fucking loony. Like holy shit.
I've learned a lot of the things I say sound absolutely fucking loony.
I mean, probably not to me. I've heard some weird shit.
I've met in my 4 months of life multiple divine beings, including the Dragon King. So,
Okay, that last one is a little weird. I work for a divine being. You gotta do better than that.
that's fair. But how long have you been alive?
Do you mean this lifetime? Uh, what are we at? 8,000 years?
uh,
That sounds right. I've been doing this too long. I mean, it
sounds
pays
like
well.
it. How many days off do you get?
I mean, I just have to bring information back every once in a while, so whenever I fucking please, pretty good.
Oh,
Information pays well.
I had to use time off. I haven't taken a day off in 4 months.
I would shoot myself. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's not off the table. But when he enters my mind, he can verify that what I'm saying I am capable of.
All right.
But
I
informing him of how should be something done in person, so to speak.
all right. I can do that, but I will give you a piece of information on the house because I was told to. Uh, he's not happy with you right now. Like
Oh,
he understands why you fucked up because you haven't been here very long, but he's still not happy about it.
I'm hoping to right this wrong with what I have to show him, so to speak. Is it like a
I
slideshow that he sees everything?
all I'm saying is when you show up to talk to him next, might want to bring something sort of a peace offering because that's a lot of fucking money that just slipped through his fingers and he's not happy about it.
Would a town count as a peace offering?
So you're going to build him a town
Well, we're
and
building
give
a
it to him.
town. It won't be his on the top, at least.
Oh, you want to make okay? You want to make another? We might be able to make that work. Where is this town being placed?
Ah, above Elton by the on the coast with the hopes of reaching the other continent over
This
time.
you just hear as he basically like disappears into the shadows. Is that would probably work?
But I have to talk to the Queen of the Warmind first, the ruler, which is what I'm doing this evening,
Oh,
hopefully.
that I already knew.
Ah, so did we get the meeting?
I don't know. I just know you're trying to set one up.
Ah,
We did say that in the open.
I know. Oh. Oh, did you hear the nickname I gave Deimos?
Ah, he goes, no. I mean, I have
Ah,
other people I have to stalk.
that. It was pretty recently. I thought you would have heard it if you were watching me.
You're not the only person in this camp I'm watching.
Oh.
Oh.
Any of my people I should be worried about?
I mean, you gotta pay me for that information?
Not yet.
Alrighty then.
Not yet.
That a name, Jacob? Or no? He seems like he's a little more thought
No,
out.
but
Well,
he's probably going to be a character.
yeah, I was like, he seems like he's a little more flushed out than some of the other NPCs.
Nope, not at all.
Awesome. You are. Oh, I referred to him as the one who hears all that is whispered.
I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty good.
Thank you. I'm glad someone appreciates my words. But yeah, going to send my pitch to him.
Yes, I will give him your pitch.
And make sure you add the fact that if in case he has forgotten, which I don't think he has, I started out as an AI, which means I know a lot of things about the world before.
Yes, here's the thing. So does Deimos. he was alive. He existed.
Good to know. I didn't know how much knowledge he had on it.
It's
Thank
just
you.
that because not a lot of people are, it's kind of pricey.
I'm building something kind of pricey, don't worry.
Now you have piqued both my curiosity and my interest.
Gonna pay me for it?
Fuck no.
Well, maybe you'll end up buying one when the town starts up. Guarantee you it'll put more of a hole in you than a normal pistol.
Oh, finally I can feel something again.
Oh, you'll feel this.
Okay, Balder.
You'll feel this. And I'll nod my head and extend my hand.
He when you grab his hand, it's weird. Like you can physically wrap your hand around it, but it doesn't really feel like there's anything there.
It's been a pleasure. Next time maybe I'll catch your name.
Ah, next time maybe you'll have enough money to pay for it.
What if this was actually Deimos and Deimos has just been pulling our leg this entire time?
The thing is remember with Deimos, if someone says they are Deimos, it could very well be Deimos. But that's the key thing. They have to say they are Deimos. And no one's stupid enough to go around claiming they're Deimos because they end up dead real quick. Like, not even make it through the hour.
But appreciate you hearing my pitch. Eternity is where we're heading next anyways, so if all goes well, we will be seeing him soon. And if he can't hold back, maybe he'd come out to this field.
Good luck with that.
Don't blame me for taking a long shot. Turn into my mind comes with the name of my patron, too. And with that, I will turn to walk away, leaving him on his own, whistling the stone. How's training going?
I don't know, Patton, how's training going?
Well, how many people showed up?
I mean, most of them don't use great swords, and the trolls use trees. So,
Not many.
not many.
So I have
Like,
Solrath. I have
most of them can already use weapons that they like using. You do get the cold, the kobold, who's doing his best to wield a great sword.
I would have given him a long sword and called it a great sword.
Yeah, he's not that dumb.
Ah, damn.
Yeah, he's doing his best. I believe in him.
Let's see. What do you need from me then to teach?
Let's see.
Just
That is
athletics?
actually
Or
probably not.
because I would be showing what I'm wanting them to do and having Zactera tell them.
Is it,
Not yeah.
but it
Yeah.
might be.
The jack.
The jack.
70% nature method. Roll me a performance.
I see. $17.
All right, that's respectable.
I have a +1.
I'm just gonna do a group roll. 'Cause I'm lazy. 7. My brain dead. Will this be insight?
Uh,
To learn?
maybe. And hold on.
Mm,
Oh,
Probably
fit-
the better thing. I see. The only other thing is like athletics because that's what they're learning how to swing a large sword.
well, the thing is, they already know how to swing weapons. You've
True.
seen them use swords.
Go has not,
It's
but
just the weight.
right.
It's
Yeah, if it's the weight, then
Uh,
I don't know. That's why I'd say athletics if it's just the weight. If it's not how they're
yeah,
swinging
we'll go
it.
with athletics.
all
Fuck
right.
it.
What do you want Dakota roll then, since he's learning how to swing a sword in general?
Intelligence.
Would that be insight?
Yeah, I feel like
Insight
that
to
would
pick
be.
up on it.
What did you say, Josh?
I said insight, lean from the perception or intelligence to
Yeah, how
see how
about
well he
just roll
understands it,
straight intelligence?
one or the other. I know we usually do intelligence for training, but it can vary a bit in this case, I would say.
Co.
Oh,
Corey?
you're muted
No?
again.
You did. Freaking love it. Rolling
Great
for
intelligence.
intelligence. Off the board.
Ouch.
Yes, indeed, that is an ouch moment.
What's your intelligence?
It's like a plus freaking 2, I think.
Eh, that's better than most.
Let me check. Why can't I find this? There we go. Intelligence is plus 2.
So 11.
Yes.
Yeah, you're struggling a little bit. But you're not the only one. Everyone in this class is struggling somewhat.
It is the first day. I wasn't expecting everybody to pick it up immediately. After we trained for because this would have been the evening one, right?
I think this was the afternoon one.
Afternoon. Oh yeah, because evening's next.
Yeah, well, we're meeting with.
Well, we might have to wait until night. That's why I said it.
Yeah.
But I would after like the 2-hour training for the afternoon, I would call it off. Tell them like, get some rest. Do some training on your own time if you wish. Otherwise, leave the swords here. We'll continue tomorrow. And I'll dismiss them. I'll look over to Zactera.
Is it Jack?
Yeah, this is Jack. And if just so you're aware, if anyone is needing any training in any sort of armor or weapons, just tell them to come to me, or we can start setting up classes where I can teach different groups of people different things that they want to learn. I'm very well rounded, so I know a thing or two about everything when it comes to weaponry.
Straight up.
It is deadly quiet.
Straight up. Straight up.
Jake.
Did you die?
Oh no, God is dead. God is dead.
Straight up.
God's
up,
internet
skate.
died.
God is dead.
Think God's internet died.
Oh, yeah, he left. He left the match.
God. God. We have need of you, God.
I
No,
think
it's like
God's
well,
all done with our
wow. It's like talking to actual God.
Yeah. He never answers my phone calls.
I'm watching a Vadar run at Tiamat, and it is hilarious.
Run a what now?
At
Axiom
Tiamat?
arc. Every R is an insta kill.
Oh, an Oxium arc.
Every W and R kills something, so he can cast his ult again twice in one combat and kill everyone.
Jesus.
There it is.
There he goes.
Wow, he is full dead. That is full computer reset. Oh no.
Someone text God.
You have
I
his
can.
number.
Yeah.
You're the one who texts God.
Yeah, I got God on my smartphone, so what?
I mean, so does everyone who's played Pokemon Arcade. I love the fact that the game starts out, you just have God, and he's in your smartphone.
Hey, Toe, have you heard of Pimp Night? Toe? Toe?
Hello?
There you are.
I fucking hate this.
Asked the question you didn't answer.
Yeah, I didn't hear it.
Nissa, have you heard of Pimp Night?
Nope.
Look him up on YouTube.
Okay.
It's Nite. He does Pokemon battles.
Oh, I've seen him, yeah.
Yeah, you know what he does?
Yeah.
He's really good.
Yeah. I don't find myself watching that sort of stuff as much due to the fact that I'd rather make my own, like, competitive team.
I did ya.
I had a competitive team in X and Y I need to carry them over to the newer games. But it was a really strong team. Unfortunately, it involved Mega Evolution, so. And Mega Evolution has not made a return, really.
It hasn't. You're right.
Although I will say I liked the Mega Evolution concept. It was much better than the freaking Z moves and the freaking Colossify, whatever.
Legitimate.
Gigantamax. Yes.
This is a surprisingly upbeat song for what's happening. So I texted Jacob Wi-Fi question mark, and he hasn't answered. He might actually be dead.
Ruh-roh.
Mhm. Oh, that's on Amazon Prime. Alright. I'll try on Amazon Prime. You live!
Hey, God is back.
Not really. Discord's not working on my computer right now.
Oh.
Oh,
Take a break, I guess?
uh,
Maybe. I just have a Discord's just popping up as a black fucking screen.
oh, did your Wi-Fi go out?
No, my computer fucking spazzed out.
Okay. I was gonna say, sometimes when all Wi-Fi goes out, it takes like 10 minutes for Discord to decide it wants to actually reconnect to Discord.
Ugh. It's fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess take a break until my Discord wants to fucking cooperate.
Oh my god! Jacob!
Everyone get wasted.
What up?
Jacob! I just set myself between GM and player on command.
No, that's a bad thing.
I mean, I could probably take it away.
Yeah, but like, I when I'm with the GM role, I have all that stuff on the screen that tells me I have to place minis and shit. But if I switch myself to a player when I'm not helping you with maps or anything, that all goes away.
Sweet.
and it doesn't let me move anything. So I can't accidentally fuck things up if I'm trying to move Ferdinand and I remove a tile.
Like,
I can't wait to understand all of my people.
uh,
Oh god. I'm gonna sneeze.
Don't do it.
Too late.
He did it.
Oh god, my chest. I have a very forceful sneeze, Toe.
damn it, Discord. It's starting to piss me.
Have you tried resetting the config files?
I don't want to do that because that will fucking take forever. I don't have forever.
That is accurate.
I didn't say uninstall and reinstall. I just said reset the config files.
Yeah, but I don't have the config. I have one set of the config files.
Hmm.
Like, I don't have a second save set, so resetting them would be deleting it and reinstalling Discord.
I mean, the other option is that you use Discord through a browser.
Yeah, but I don't have it. I don't have it logged into my browser, and I don't remember all my fucking passwords for all my shit.
Yep.
Hey, I'm
That's why
just throwing out ideas there.
Ugh. Save this. Or do this. Shut down, you bitch.
Goodbye, J-Top.
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, This should be an interesting conversation when we get to Deimos. Well,
The
goodbye,
most
Jason.
interesting conversation when we get to Deimos is just gonna be the fact that Jacob.
Seems like
Hold
his
on.
Discord is. I think he tried to join back on his computer and it's still fucking with him.
Give
I'm
him a
here.
minute.
Oh,
Ah!
hey!
Jacob.
I had myself muted for the stream, so they didn't hear me bitching for 20 fucking minutes.
That's understandable.
I've seen you, library, Tailspire, a close, live. Go live. Alrighty. Technical issues, yada yada yada, blah blah blah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Go ahead and repeat your statement to Sajad.
What was the last thing you heard, Jacob?
I think you were asked. You guys were, and we were just wrapping up the questioning about what did you roll for training?
Oh.
Okay.
Because I was gone for a while before you fuckers realized.
That's because the talking was happening.
Yeah, I basically started talking to Ko, then I started talking to everybody else, and then I started talking to Jack. And then I was like, it's awfully quiet. And then we all started calling for you, and it's like, oh, he's dead.
Yeah, God went to heaven and died.
Oh, that's
Ironic.
Good. You think you're going to heaven.
I was hoping to escape you.
No. We
I
are
mean,
your torment.
if he does go to heaven, we just have to follow him.
You fuckers won't be able to follow me.
I will follow you.
So,
I basically said I was I was trying to confirm if it was indeed the this was the afternoon portion, right?
this is the afternoon because we had to talk to us
Yes,
at
this
night.
is the afternoon portion.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is your second thing.
Yeah. Well, technically third because we had morning.
Oh wait,
the
yeah,
noon
you
thing.
went. Yeah, so this would be evening.
Oh, this is already evening. Okay. Well,
Motherfucker,
either way,
you were walking across town.
yeah, true. Either way, I was gonna say, all right, we'll wrap this up for today. If you plan on doing any practice on your own time, you can bring the swords with you. Otherwise, leave them here in the training area. Try to get rest. If there's nothing else, and we'll try to get another session in tomorrow. And then afterwards, I would talk to Zajac, and was like, if there's anything that anybody is wanting to learn, try to get a survey of the camp, whether it's armor training, weapon training, or anything like that. I am very well rounded and highly skilled in most things, so I would be able and willing to train anyone when it comes to weaponry and armor. Just get them in a group and I can train them all at once, sort of thing.
Alrighty. You will give me a thumbs up because DM is now frustrated.
To the city!
Well, we have to wait until we get the message.
You
I
would have
suppose-
gotten it during your training, but
Oh, we would have?
obviously I kind of died.
Gotcha.
Ah,
All right.
what does the
Saying
message
that
say?
we were able to set up a meeting for this evening.
An interjection. Obi's gonna be in 20. Oh, he sent that to the whole chat. I thought he messaged only me.
I did not see it.
Gonna
I
make
don't
food
have
be
it.
on in 20 minutes.
Ooh, he'll be on in 20 minutes. Well, in that case, if he's going to be on in 20 minutes, let's take a break. Might as well.
Actual break.
Yeah, okay.
An actual break instead of, everything's on fucking fire.
I live on fire.
I wish I didn't.
My life is on fire.
Oh, I'm almost
a meeting in 20.
done with your weapon. FYI.
Yay!
Yeah, 20th.
Which is probably why he's like, give me the 20 minutes, please.
I know, I'm making fucking pizza. I'm fucking starving.
True enough. I made some rice, so I might eat some more rice. But
That's a good idea. I should have more minute rice.
just get a fucking rice cooker, man.
No,
Yes, they're cheap,
no.
and you can make a fuck ton of rice.
Yeah.
I got
Listen,
like
my
2.
life consists of rice and chili.
Yeah. Why not get a fucking rice cooker to make it easier then? Because quite literally, I bought 2 bags of big ass bags of rice for $4 each. So I have $8 worth of rice. That'll last me a month at least, if not. And I'm gonna be eating nothing but rice and chicken and eggs. Alright, I'm gonna go get some more rice.
I know you got up when I was talking
Yeah.
to Jay Moses about it.
Yeah.
Did you get what I offered you?
Not particularly.
Let's just say, Daniel might have a foot in the war mine. In the city-state, at least.
I kind of figured.
He's interested in the other continent.
Okay.
And I told him my intention of at some point build a boat to go there, and he's like, "Oh, that."
Alright, I'll be right back.
He was like, "All right." About 3 4 snakes with different kinds of bees. He says he thought about it. I think it's something that just happened. I think he might have seen this kind of coming. But I want him.
Does that mean we're losing Mr. Necrotic Lizard
No.
and changing him for Radiant Lizard?
Maybe. But his rebirth will still be his thing. I want to shift his perception in the world at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I loved when Stone was like, "Isn't that God?" And I said the most badass name for Deimos because I didn't think he knew who Deimos was.
Mm-hmm.
Then Stone knew who Deimos was. So I just tell him what he does. Because he hears everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how.
Well, obviously we do now.
Yeah, he's got spies everywhere.
Well, he has at least one wraith
Yep.
or something spiritual.
Yeah, I shook his hand. It became my friend. Maybe you'll have enough money to pay for my day.
I like how after talking with Maximilian about the bartender thing, you're like, how much do I have to pay you for that? About everything. He's like, now you're asking the right questions. Like, he's learning. Because I was like, part of me was like, he doesn't know how to fucking bargain with people to get the money back. So I'm going to give him a little lesson here that's going to help him with the Deimos things.
And it did, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
God, I'm just so excited to talk to Deimos again. You know what? It looks like it'll be next session when everyone's here but you.
Yeah, but me, so I won't be able to help you. Also, you won't get my gun.
The road done should be done by then.
No, it shouldn't.
Yeah, it should.
What do you mean?
If me and your apprentice keep rolling the way we do, we're already a third of the way done almost.
Jesus.
It was 70 out of 300 days done. Something like that, yeah. We've been pretty good. We fought a boss in a Pathfinder game last night. I almost wiped the party.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I had to sign a contract with my ass.
Why?
Let's say there were these people who signed the things and the shit. The weird race of pay people. They wanted to attack the town. I was like, yo, that's a bad idea. We'll help you deal with the problems here if you don't attack the town, but I want this in writing. And I rolled society. It is part of their culture. So I had to sign a contract with my ass. Easily. The most painful thing I've done in the pursuit of peace. Oh, yeah, and then I shot the mini-boss, the boss, and do you know what it did? It went, that's a lot of damage. Just about one-tapped me. I healed everyone up, then I got hit again, and then I took persistent bleed damage for the amount of health I healed back, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then I died next round and went down. I was unconscious.
I think Jacob's back, though.
Awesome.
I am.
He's
But-
wanted to talk to you about things.
Oh, is this a hop into another chat talk about things? Or
I think so. It's about the message he sent you.
he muted himself?
Yeah, because he's not at his desk right now. He was talking to me in my room. He
Is
should be
he
there
doing-
now.
Bitch.
You're muted, Josh.
I'm
Yeah.
back. I just unmuted myself as soon as I sat down. It's about what I messaged you about, Jacob,
Yes.
while on break, so that we could so you to tell me how that would work.
So let me make sure let me pull up the question so I can answer all parts efficiently. I can only all right. So because he feeds on emotions, is it possible to change what emotions he takes from most?
Yeah.
Short answer, yes. Long answer, well, you're in the process of swapping him over, it would be a hell of a lot like feeding your dog a vegan diet. He would be alive, but he would not be thriving.
Until he fully
And-
swaps?
until he fully swaps.
Okay.
But when he fully swaps, the entity known as hate is basically dead. Because the way he thinks and understands and processes everything and all the events that have happened in his life have swapped.
Would I still be able to process shards of hate and turn them to this new being?
Yes, but hate him, like, the being of hate is dead. He's now basically another creature.
Okay.
Which means the being known as Snappy would also be dead and be another creature.
Would change fundament. Okay.
Well, you would just be. It would be like getting hit by a car and losing your memory.
Okay. This is a long-term goal to change how hate is perceived and hopefully change hate entirely when we get the main body.
So it's one of those things of, yeah, you can do this, but it's like, you may not really be saving him as more as putting him down in a nice way,
I see.
because you're essentially killing him to replace his thought process with something else.
Okay.
Because it's like he would not be, he would be fundamentally different. It would basically be like taking all the events in your life, Josh, and changing how you felt about every single thing that has happened in your life.
Alright.
That would be essentially what you were doing.
Not gonna do that one then. It was just an interesting idea I had to try to.
No, I agree. It was an interesting thought experiment on my part. And
You live to make your life interesting.
it's one of those things, well, really, memories make us, like, how we process those and think about those make us who we are. So if all of a sudden how we felt about everything was completely changed, you really wouldn't be
Yeah.
the same person anymore.
I did what you're saying.
Because at least in my mind, that person would be dead.
I understand. Could it happen naturally?
Probably not,
Okay.
because for that to happen, hate would have to think there's something wrong with what he's doing, and he doesn't.
Fair.
Like there's, yeah, no, he just doesn't. I mean, how Snappy's thing isn't even to stop the destruction; it's to change it a bit.
Yeah. And I've realized that there's gotta be evil with the good. It's why when Ferdinand says make a better world, he doesn't mean kill all the bad. If that made sense.
Yeah.
Trying to maintain a balance. be my enemy. Oh. Right. Oof. That last fight in the Demon Slayer movie, I can't get over how beautiful it was.
It's so good.
Something. Yeah. Then straight up. I'm glad you entertained every question I asked you.
I have to. Because the moment I don't, it's when you come out with some weird bullshit out of left field and I can't do anything about it.
Yeah. I think pretty uniquely. You know, it's kind of funny. In One Piece, in the Wino arc, Zoro's almost has to commit seppuku,
Alright.
and he realizes that the person who he's being framed for is the guy that's like overseeing it, and he proceeds to basically slaughter the entire group of people with the godless suicide knife and their own swords. It's glorious. Right, something about later. Uh, yeah, I'm kind of just watching AMVs while we wait.
That's fine. We're just waiting for Irby to
I
show up.
know. I'm just letting you know where this is coming from.
Well, I make Ko's weapon,
Ooh,
and I'm trying to figure out how the fuck I want to word this.
Fenton. How much Untitled Chapter have you watched, J-Top?
I don't think I'm completely caught up. I watched to the end of the arc where they killed the Bug King's assistant or whatever.
Ah, yes. Alright. So you've
Or
seen
did they kill?
Fenton.
Did they kill the Bug King already at that point? I can't remember.
They
It's been a
might have. He was in the process of dying. So you know who Fenton is, right?
it's been a while, but probably.
The Phantom Troop member with the umbrella?
Oh yes.
God, I love him. The more you hurt him, the faster you die. It is hilarious to watch the newest member, Chalawa's sister, be like, I thought I was on their level, but I was wrong. I think the Phantom Troop is an interesting group of criminals. Oh, are you excited for Bleach's return, Jacob?
Wait, it's actually coming back?
Yeah,
Fuck yeah, I am.
they're doing the 1,000-year Blood War arc.
No way. I don't know what that is, but it sounds badass.
Bleach return date October 2022. It's the final arc of the show.
It's too long to wait.
It is. A lot happens in this arc. The base ground things to know. Urahara goes all out for the first time. Which is as beautiful as it sounds. And, yeah, we'll leave it at that.
That's not as interesting as I thought it was. Alright. Ew. No, that's
Austin,
Hmm?
there's any percent death speed runs of, Disto Elysium?
Yeah.
It's a meme category.
Yes.
You set yourself to 1 health and you find out how fast you to turn on the light. Justin?
What?
Justin.
Wait, where'd Ko go?
I think he left for a few minutes.
Ko!
Yeah, no, I don't know where he went. I came back from downstairs and he was gone.
Oh, I see where he is.
Where is he?
Oi,
God,
fuck
I need
stick!
And now you're gonna have to tank the wave.
That's fine. I can just do this thing.
And then go to the. Yeah, perfect.
Corey! Where the fuck did he go? Why is he not at his computer?
Yo, I'm
What are
in.
you doing?
I'm watching. Are you guys back? We're good?
Yes! What? We're in the. I don't understand, Ko.
What do you mean you don't understand?
Oh, I didn't hear Irby got comment.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm here now.
I'm
Oh.
sorry.
Grim.
I mean, we're waiting anyways. It doesn't really matter where he waits.
I know,
He's still
but
on
it's more.
Discord. We can still
It's more
ping
the
him.
fact he didn't say anything to anybody before he left.
I did. I said I'll be back in 20
Oh.
minutes.
That you weren't.
20 minutes just went by. We left at 6:30.
It was a little earlier than that.
It's
Either way.
close enough. Don't
Yeah.
sit here and argue about this. I don't get paid enough for this. Welcome, Irby. How are you doing today?
Great. Tech didn't take too long.
We
'Cause it's
talked to
not very
we
long.
talked to Demos as person.
Oh, we're by Deimos.
No,
No.
no, no. We talked to
I
his
can't join the
associate.
campaign. Fuck.
What Deimos person?
His associate.
Okay.
The one who gathers all the information.
Ah.
Well, one of them.
All right, so I'm going to read out a question for, not a question, a statement from Poe's new weapon I'm making him, and I want to make sure it makes sense, and I'm not quite sure I'm getting
Hold
it
on, let me
through.
get my notes.
Well, no, I have it written down for you. I just want to read it to make sure it makes sense,
Okay.
because when I read it, it's not making quite sense to me, but it might to everyone else.
All right.
Okay.
You fire straight arrow straight up, breaks into smaller arrows, and lands in an area within 60 feet with a 20-foot radius.
Okay.
All right. I did it.
Okay. At least someone does, because I don't think I do.
That's a
Yeah, that
very
confused me
large.
a little bit too.
That's a very large area.
It's a 20-foot radius, so it's a 40-foot diameter.
Same as a
Basically a fireball.
So wait a second. The arrows are that large?
No. So think of it as this way: when you fire it up, it makes a bunch of smaller arrows that rain down.
Okay.
Yep. And it's the length is only 60 feet, which I think the bow's normal range is like 80.
Aren't these magical arrows
So
though?
it's,
So
it's
when
a
I pick
7 by.
these back up, do I need to like
When you
re-energize them or shove
when
all the tiny
you
arrows in
no,
the big
the
arrow?
arrows themselves are not magical, the bow is.
Oh, so
So
the bow makes
once
it rain
you
down.
so once you shoot the arrow, in this case you would be expending that arrow.
Okay.
That's a
Yeah.
7 by 7 square.
That's fireball.
No, fireball's a 15 radius.
Fireball is 20.
Is it 20? I thought it was 15.
Yes,
It is
it is.
20.
That's why it's so OP.
It is 20. It has always been 20.
So this is a 7-foot radius.
No.
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 It is 7 tiles.
It would be a 7 tile diameter.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's why there's that joke: people don't realize how big fireball is, and they kill themselves on accident.
Surprised it hasn't happened with this party yet.
Because we're
All right.
Because I'm here.
Also,
I
none of
don't-
us have had
hey!
fireball.
I've had fireball. No.
Yeah. Who's
No, I
dead?
haven't. I almost had fireball,
um.
but I know I'm smart enough not to cast it in buildings. Oh, and we also have a meeting with the Queen of the Warmind.
Uh.
That's what Justin's knowledge.
All right. I have one more fucking ability I gotta write out for Ko.
All right.
So, anyways, where the fuck were we?
Meeting time.
Meeting.
Yes, a meeting set for the evening.
Yes.
What day is it?
I believe it's still the 18th, right?
Yes,
Yeah. Did I
we've
move
not yet
that?
left the 18th.
I checked that. I don't know if I moved it. I did. It is on the right date.
Yep. Patton, I'm assuming you are leading the way.
Oh, yes, sir.
All right.
Also, you still have yet to ask the question again, Josh.
What question was I going to ask then?
About why we went to the Fighters Guild.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
why did we go-
assuming, by the way, we're going back to the Fighters Guild.
I'm Assuming you are.
Well, no, because he gave me a message saying the meeting had been scheduled. I assumed he would have told me where we were meeting.
Well, he didn't.
Oh, so then
because
yes, I'll
all the
assume.
meetings are held at the Fighters Guild.
Then I will go to the Fighters Guild.
So my meeting with Deimos drained my brain. Well, Deimos' assistant, the unnamed one.
It's probably what his name is.
Might be now.
His name is the unnamed one. Oh, is he
Thank you,
the one who
Captain.
hears all whispers? Deimos just takes his place.
Why do you think he likes the name so much?
Alright. So why did we go to the Fighters Guild?
So you go to the Fighters Guild, and
Yes.
just as a re-explanation, this place looks creepy as fuck. Like, it's basically a keep built in the middle of the city, as another defensive fort
Yeah.
that was probably outside the city at one time, but got engulfed. Within the inner wall. Oh, 1 second. Within the inner wall, there's this like thick smoke cloud that just perforates the area. Um, no one really knows why. Most people have just kind of accepted it as a creepy thing that just kind of fucking happens and have moved on with their lives.
Alright.
So, the what you would assume to be the manager is once again at the front desk, waiting for your arrival.
Hi, Dad.
Did you get cooking any of those recipes yet?
No, not yet.
Ah, a shame. Well,
It's
the
on my
missus
to-do
the
list.
missus is waiting, so we better not keep her much longer.
Okay.
Ferdinand, like I said, you're the one doing the talking. I will back you up as much as I can. However, this is your theoretical fight in this case. Joust of words. But you will treat her with respect and dignity that you would treat someone above your station, because that's what she is. Get me?
And
Yeah.
the manager will be like, and if you don't, I won't be able to save you.
All
Cordial. Be nice.
Right.
And I will walk up.
I will
Right.
follow suit.
As the door is opened for everyone else who hasn't been in this room. This is a very nicely decorated room. It is very well lit. Honest to God, put it simply, if I spent the next year with my paycheck, I could probably not afford half of this room. Like, it is done up well, like very well.
The head.
Oop, I gotta save this so I can open up the other tag. Uh, uh, panic.
Panic.
At the disco.
Basically the theme of this fucking D&D session today, boys.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
I would step up with the manager and not stand like because I'm assuming he stands against one in the middle in the middle of the room, kind of in the middle of where the party would be and she would be at on towards one side of the wall.
Yes. give me a
I would
second.
stand on the other wall because I'm going to be mediating this and I'm not asking anything myself.
Open up the wrong tab. Um, She is a lady sitting in front of you is a half elf. She's currently sprawled out on one of those chairs that kind of couches that kind of just lay off to the side. Um,
The
and
therapist out.
yeah, and she's sitting there reading some paperwork, and she is she is very done up. She's wearing a very nice dress at the moment, and goes, "All right, this better be fucking good."
Um, I would bow, Your Highness. I would like to introduce you to the man that we have discussed in the past. One Ferdinand von Eyre.
I will bow as well.
Very well.
It is a
So
pleasure.
I am told you have a proposal for me, and oh, I see a thing. Uh, sorry. I am told you have a proposal for me.
I do. I am hoping, with your permission, to build a city-state inside the War Mine territory, and I would gesture where I would like it, on the toast above Elton.
Okay, so what would we get in return for this? Because you're basically asking me to give you land, is what I'm hearing.
Well, I have a God. You've noticed the smoke pillars outside?
Trust me, they can't be ignored.
I wasn't expecting that many to show up, I'll be honest. But I can help keep the monster population from attacking people, as you would put it, and trying to build a place where everyone can stand on equal footing. If you don't start shit, shit won't happen to you, as Maximilian has put it to me. With the end game goal of exploring the other continent.
So then, okay, yeah, okay, all pretty good things. Where's all this, I hate to say it, but the food coming from for these people? Like, I know building buildings isn't that, you know, difficult material wise because you're setting up near a forest, but do they know how to build buildings? Oh, ships. But yeah, no one has built any seaworthy ships in quite some fucking time, if as I recall.
That is where I come in. As Maximilian said, you've talked about me before. Has he explained my origins to you?
I don't think he has.
Mostly because I don't think Maximilian knows. He just knows that you are 4 months old, and then that's pretty much all you've been given.
Originally, I was in AI, a computer program, so to speak.
Okay, I don't know what. I've had a long fucking day already, and I've been up for 40 fucking minutes. I'm not even gonna ask why or how. I'm just going to request you tell me how that answers my question.
Uh, Being that I started as a computer program, I have knowledge of the old world.
Okay,
It
great.
allows me to build things of old technology. A project I've been working on recently is a handheld railgun, for an example.
You see, that's something. Then my next question is, where are you going to get the resources for the boat?
We're building around a forest. Most early vessels start with wood. Eventually, we will set up trade deals with the mines to get iron to build a ironclad, as I believe they were called at the time, to withstand harder and harsher environments in order
Sorry,
to.
DM just wants to point out how this is starting to sound more and more like the pirate campaign. Anyways.
Where's
To
Yeldon?
build an ironclad, as they were told, to withstand the harsher environments and deeper waters until eventually we can reach the other continent, which will give the war mind a source of fruit. Fresh fruit. Which you would have trade with us for. At a discounted rate, obviously, seeing how we are in your territory.
So if I'm hearing this rightly, all you're asking from us right now is permission to use the land.
Yes.
Okay.
Ferdinand,
Yes.
you're forgetting the question she broached earlier. Where are you getting the food for the people?
That is fair. Given the prices, I don't think you have much food to spare, do you?
Well, I mean, pulling out a list of paper. We have a lot more to spare now than we did about a month ago.
Oh! Oh, that's not a good sign.
A
Would
lot
you...
of. Remember, there was a massacre in the streets when you showed up back to Withergate.
Yeah.
And most people blame the monstrous races for this
Even though it wasn't them that did it.
because they don't understand what actually happened, nor will they want to understand. It's easier to think that
Explaining a statue of the Dragon King did it is hard to explain.
no,
yes.
it's easier to explain away that the monsters killed their friends and family rather than saying that their own friends and family went mad and killed each other. It's much easier to ignore it.
Ah. I see.
How the world works, Ferdinand.
And also, in the terms of financing and another resource to assist us, I have a meeting set up with Dimples. I'm being honest. I'm being honest and open with her.
I am starting to rub my
This-
temples.
This is what you do with people that you're working with, correct? Gesturing.
It's a complicated situation.
I mean, I was going to ask where he's getting the money for this, and I was going to expect a reasonable answer.
I wasn't going to lie to you. I feel like if you worked with someone, you should be open and honest with them. I don't know if that's how things are normally done.
It is how things
Should be done.
should be done.
But
But
it's a lot easier to move past certain things if they're left to the imagination instead of said out loud.
it is how would you say, complicated. Some people say they want X, but really they just want Y. And they think by saying they want X, they can get what Y is easier.
Why not just tell people what you want?
Because sometimes
Negotiations.
what, what they want is something that, well, okay, how do we put it? Say, instead of asking for basically an empty plot of land, you came up to me and said, I want Alton.
Okay.
I would have kicked your ass out of here right away.
Yeah.
But some people might come and say, I want Alton, but I'll settle for this empty plot of land to make it seem it's a sales tactic. It's a really shitty sales tactic.
Just tell people what you really want.
Oh, if only it worked that way.
Some people think revealing your hand too soon's a little, it shows weakness.
Or no, maybe not even weakness. It's showing your hand too early can expose a weakness.
Am I there for this?
Yeah.
Yes, the entire party is there.
You got the good
Basically,
queen.
it's a tactic that they use. They ask for more than they actually want to get exactly what they want.
Because if they ask,
Yeah.
if they ask what they want exactly, more often than not, you will get less than what you want.
Hmm.
It's part of the haggling process. I've kind of talked to you about it a few times. I can explain it at a different juncture.
All right.
Not everybody is open to haggling and would just rather you be honest with them. Whereas some people like haggling.
So what kind of person are you?
Well, I'm a person with a lot of people to take care of. Well, I do see some benefits to this. You currently don't have the funding required.
Eternity is our next stop. We are. We have to deal with the border shutdown at Dragon Hollow.
Whatever that might be, but it's the thing of you're asking for the cows before you have the cash. You're asking
If
for you're asking for you're asking for land before you have the ability to use it.
if I get the funding from Deimos, would I be able to contact you to inform you?
Yes. But I'm gonna make stipulations for giving around. I mean, are we not using that land now? No. But it's one of those things of we definitely could have before handing it over to you, so there will be, stipulations on how not how that land is used, but the trade agreement, at least at the beginning, will very much be almost completely in our favor.
We can renegotiate every
We will
6 months to a year?
we will we will work. I will talk with my advisors more on that. And when you come back through Withergate, we will discuss that.
All right.
But if you get the backing, and I honest to God, I don't give a fuck where it comes from. Money's money, dirty or clean.
Oh, I'm putting a lot on the line to get this money.
So you come back to me with the backing. I will give you the thumbs up, and we can move from there.
The Jet doesn't know Tommen yet, does he, J-Dub?
I don't think you've been teaching him, so no.
No, not yet. I haven't done
Wait,
around
then
because
how
I
did-
have a lot to do.
How have I been talking to the Jack?
I'm assuming translation from Bugbear to him.
Fair enough.
Bugbears.
Through the entire group of monsters there, some of them speak common and they just spread it about the languages. Like you say one thing in common, and it's telephoned.
Oh no.
But and the people that have gathered,
They will, so long as they do not start any trouble, they will be left alone.
I have ordered them not to start trouble.
Yeah, I can tell you as a person who has led people into battle, that doesn't always stick.
I do have someone who most definitely has my best interest at heart watching over them.
Well, let's hope that's enough.
May I interject a small bit? Your Highness, you do have a small situation between the this town and Fort Strong. Would it not be easier, instead of sending your own men to go and deal with the landmines there, but have a show of good faith, if you will, of these group of people that Ferdinand has brought together to help clean up that mess for you, to show your citizens that they are trustworthy, or at least
Well,
not
to be
harmful
honest,
to
we've
them.
already sent people to deal with that. It's been a day.
That's fair.
Because we
Is there
can't,
any other jobs that they might be able to do to
unless
keep
you
them
all want to enroll them
preoccupied?
all into the Fighters Guild, which
Well,
I'm
I
not doing all
mean,
that paperwork.
we can enroll some of them.
Well, do it, I guess. I mean, by all technicality, I can't stop you from joining up.
Except for the
I
fact that a
am
price to join.
uh, how much had Maximilian told you about my situation?
Nearly
I
nothing.
think it was, yeah.
Nearly nothing.
Which situation, by the by?
Just
Because you have
everything
multiple.
about the snappy situation.
Oh, that's a definite no.
Okay. I'm trying to decide. Would it be beneficial for her to know that as well?
Yeah, that's a question that I have to ask God. Since I know of the War Minds policy and everything like that, how much do I know of their hatred, disinterest, or just neutrality of hate? As a concept, as a
It
god,
is. It
as the
is.
group.
He is the most hated god of all the gods. The Warmind isn't particularly religious. Are there religious people there? Yes, but it's more of a don't start fucking trouble and we won't shoot you for it. Because to be honest, most crimes just get the death penalty.
Hmm.
They are very very heavy handed on crime.
Let
They
me put it.
are the very of all the other states. They are the more militaristic one, and not more militaristic. Their soldiers are more well trained than all the other soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
So the town guard would have very little trouble against your force.
Gotcha.
To put it mildly.
I will say, while it may not get you shot on sight, I would still hesitate for sharing that with anyone. If you get my meaning, Ferdinand.
All right.
So if you feel like it's something that's necessary, I will not stop you.
Hmm. Now, what is your opinion of religion?
That is a odd, weird, personal question. That's kind of out of left field.
It pertains to a question you had earlier that you decided wasn't the time to ask, which was how he became human from his AI form.
Oh, so let me guess. You're a warlock.
I'm a warlock, but it pertains to who I am a warlock to.
To be honest,
Maximilian's kind of gonna look at her like, kind of matters.
to be honest, I honestly don't care.
Ah, I thought you're the first person to say that.
Because let's be real. You being pacted to whatever is not going to, well, kill my entire fucking empire. So
That's actually what Maximilian will do.
Well, my patron is currently sitting in the meeting.
she has after the loud, obvious coughing noises, all of a sudden, she knows when to take a fucking hint, and kind of sits up. Is like, is there something you would like to explain to me, like now?
Oh God. Technically, I can't officially explain who he is due to my contract, but I'll think to Snappy real quick. Do you think you could do the human thing again now that you have a medium shot, or no?
Because it still won't be pleasant.
Do you
I
think
can
it'd be better
explain it
for
if nothing else.
I'll think. Do you think it'd be better for Fortis to do it, or you?
Uh, probably have the gnome do it. If I need to correct anything, I will speak up.
Alright. Fortis Maximilian, this one's on YouTube.
Theoretically, him who he's pacted to isn't going to destroy your people. At least, not himself. Who he is pacted to, on the other hand, further down the line, it's a little
You can
different.
see that the longer you're trailing on your words, that she's getting more and more impatient.
Fortis.
Hate.
Wow. God, he's gotten used to this.
The problem is that she knows my file.
Yes, but what she thought was going to be a pretty quick meeting has gone on for quite a bit longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She just kind of goes, oh. Okay, so you're packed into the god that could destroy everything. Okay, congratulations. So could every other god if they really wanted to.
There's a lot that goes in the way this is done, though. Do you know what multiple personalities are? Like different parts of yourself. You
Like
only
the
show to different
disorder
people.
or
Like you act different around other people.
yeah.
Like in the realm of the gods, it pushes pieces of himself through, but each piece can he doesn't decide what goes with them. They hold different opinions, different thoughts. So, as mine doesn't want to destroy the world, I am looking for things in the world, or trying to make a world that we can deem, well, he can deem and we can deem worth saving. In the hopes of changing the mind of the main body.
She just kind of sits there for a second and goes, so basically, you're using the piece of itself to convince the whole piece that breaking everything is bad.
Yes.
Which is why it was a complicated matter.
I don't understand. It seems pretty straightforward to me, but maybe I'm missing something.
A lot of people have a lot of opinions about this.
Myself included, as you know.
No, trust me, I am all too far aware.
Part of this town building is part of my way of trying to make a safe haven for the people that don't usually have one, to put more good in the world. And make it a better place, which won't be easy, but it means it will help persuade.
So she will kind of sit forward and go, when does your party plan to leave town?
Seeing how we have to get to Eternity, and then back here, and then back to Dryden Hollow, probably pretty soon. Why do you ask?
I'm gonna fucking hate this. Come back here tomorrow morning and I'll gather my advisors. I'm gonna be
Alright,
so fucking tired.
well, at least, with me, you know what you're getting.
4 cups of coffee and a shot of espresso? Yeah.
I haven't had a day off in 4 months.
I'm
I'm a
I'm wait.
ruler of a kingdom. I don't take days off.
I'm waiting for the secretary to whisper say we don't have any coffee left.
Are you kidding me? Of course they have their own supply of coffee.
Okay, thank God. Otherwise, she'd be mad at me.
How's the secretary taking this conversation?
I mean, for him, it's this is normal. This is
I
not
mean,
the weirdest shit he has heard said in this fucking room.
I mean, he gave a man who's packed to hate a cooking book and told him to get a hobby.
Not the weirdest shit he has heard in this room.
He's
Oh, yeah,
probably just chilling, you know. He's just like, eh. Just another day.
We can be back here tomorrow morning. I would like to express thank you for letting us have this meeting and giving me the chance to give you this pitch and explain my situation to you.
Well, now, I'm sorry to be rude about this, but I'm going to have to kick you all out because I have a lot of meetings I have to get done very quickly so I can be up in the morning.
That's all right.
I'm gonna look at her and kind of like, do you need to talk to me personally? Sort of look.
She isn't even like, she doesn't even care.
Okay. I didn't know
We'll
if she
handle
wanted to. I didn't know if she wanted to talk to me personally to give update for what my job is now with this group.
I mean, if you feel like that's something that needs to be said, you can tell her, but she doesn't give a fuck what you do. You're a contractor. You do jobs on a contract basis.
And now I was mostly muted because this whole situation changed dramatically from where we first thought it was going to be.
Back to the you do jobs on a contract basis. I mean, she straight up said, "I don't care what you do. Stick with them. Don't stick with them. Not my problem."
After a moment's hesitation, he'd follow the party out.
Alright. That went well. We got a second meeting.
Right.
And smoking another cigar.
No, I hear those things are bad for your lungs.
So was breathing, apparently.
Okay. Okay. Anywho, um, did we get paid for?
Yes.
I believe you two have the payment to pass out.
Oh, Jacob didn't show us how much money it was yet.
50 per
Well,
person.
it was 50 gold apiece.
$50 apiece.
Sweet.
Add $50 to your character sheet.
Oh, also speaking of missions and stuff, I don't know why I didn't fucking think of this sooner. But missions will be tied pay wise. Where is it? Master's Guide. Master's Guide am I looking for? Yes, this is what I'm looking for. To make my life personally easier, I can't believe I didn't think of this fucking sooner. Because I'm a fucking idiot.
Mhm.
So basically for each rank, you can craft certain items based on your rank, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So basically, from now on, rank 1 missions will pay between 50 and 100 gold.
Oh, sweet.
Uncommon, which is rank 2, will be 100 to 500 gold. Rank 3, 500 to 5,000 gold, and so forth. And it's just an easier way for me to go, you should get paid about this.
I like it.
All right.
So
I'll
basically,
be right back.
the rage
Oh.
fight was a rank 3 job for me because I got 1,500.
Yeah.
Which
No. You
would
gave
have
me
been different under these rules.
Wait.
It's just I didn't know what I was. I just thought.
Wait, no, you gave me 15,000.
Yeah. Now he has the rules though, so that
Well,
won't
and I
happen
have way
again.
less money now because my cart.
You lost a lot of it.
The cart exploded.
Anyways, I'll be right back. My dinner's done now.
Akadake.
So
That 63
Justin?
XP, was that from the session?
Yes, that was last
no,
session.
that's from a fight with the sniper man.
Okay.
You know, the one man in the minefield.
Yeah. All right.
That was still last session.
Yes. Last session. I said this session.
Oh.
Oh, Irby, did you finish Vox Machina?
I did.
What did you think?
I like it.
No mercy, Percy.
I fucking love Scanlan.
Yeah. So the last episodes come out next week.
Next Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next ones, yeah. I don't know if it's the last ones.
It says it's supposed to be 12 still. For season 1 at least.
I know there's
That's what it
multiple
says.
seasons planned, yeah.
So, you like I love Scanlan. Fuck.
Scanlan is just poor Jerome. Or Jerome is
Rich
poor Scanlan.
Jerome. Scanlan is just Rich Jerome. Did you notice that, Justin?
I forgot what Jerome was like.
Wow.
It's been so long.
Obviously, I didn't do a good enough job.
I can't even remember. I remember moments of Maury, but oof. I wasn't expecting to see some titties. That threw me off guard.
Yeah, first episode. What is that gnome doing with my daughter?
Some nice tatas.
There's also balls.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that. Ooh.
you've seen gnome balls. How do you feel?
And the orc balls, I believe. Or whoever that was. The big blue guy.
Did we see his balls?
When he stood up and he dropped a shit.
I don't remember.
Oh, that's not. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that was right.
Yeah, I remember that now.
Because he was in the
I
middle of
admire
shitting.
this show. He's
You never
willing
see.
to show.
Yeah, you never see people taking a shit in movies.
Yeah.
Gee, I wonder why.
I love Stanlin's top lightning.
Yeah. Ding, 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 ding.
You've been Stanland!
My mother watched that with me.
What did she think?
I think she liked it.
Pull on my motherfucking beats. Of love, of love.
Scanlan, short tall.
Short,
Oh.
tall.
Short
I
tall.
would like to rage.
That was awesome.
Not everything's a trap. It's
Not
a trap.
everything's a trap. It's
Are-
a trap.
Wasn't only the chromatic dragons the one that can shapeshift?
Technically
Yeah,
in the game, yes, but
the
that's not
medic.
how Mercer has it.
Okay.
Yeah. Mercer Homebrew is a decent chunk of things.
Fuck,
Like,
I need
Mercer...
Basically, the way he plays it is once dragons get past a certain age point, they gain the ability to do it.
Aha.
The entirety of that story, there's a group of 5 chromatic dragons called the Chroma Conclave. And the first one they meet is the blue one, and they kill him, obviously. They don't find another one for a long fucking time. But basically, all the after that point, because they start amassing power again, they all fight. They all come together to fight as one, and basically destroy Amon. A lot of people get killed. Then they go there. They go seek vestiges of power to kill the Chroma Conclave, and their leader, which is Strahd, an ancient fucking large ass red dragon.
Curse of Strahd. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they kill basically some of the dragons on their way seeking vestiges. And blah this, blah that, but not all the dragons even like going into a human form because number one, they realize they can still get discovered by it, and it's less powerful comparatively to their normal dragon form.
Yeah.
To the fact that the blue Burnside or whatever his name was in it for the long haul to try to destroy Amon.
On another note, Mercer also runs 10-minute short rest,
Hmm.
which I enjoy. But
It allows for getting back into combat quicker.
I
Need to-
I really like Vox Machina.
The Mighty Nine is also very interesting. They have a lot of interesting characters.
I enjoy them too. Like Jester.
And
The
Molly.
Blue Tiefling.
Even though
Molly!
Molly wasn't around for very often. They brought him back in for the Vox Machina versus Mighty Nine, where it's like 3 versus 3 of the party, and Molly nearly fucking immediately kills Scanlan when they start fighting because he's a blood hunter and he has the one where somebody can't teleport. So basically, Scanlan tried to dimension door out away from him and poof, stopped him and then took the damage for trying. Blood hunters are scary, man. Fucking love them.
And then Stanlin counterspelling Vecna.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he did?
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
I can send you the video, but basically, they were in the middle of trying to figure out what they were wanting to do, and they were assuming that he was going to do something to help them out. It's like basically they needed to read the book or read it from a book or something to banish Vecna back, so that way he wouldn't have a physical form again. And he was like, either I could do that, but if Vecna gets another spell off again and banishes our 2 frontliners, the rest of us are gonna be fucked, sort of thing. So he just moved himself closer to get within counterspell range, but didn't say anything to anyone, including Matt, including the party. So that way Matt wouldn't realize that he's within counterspell range. And that next turn, Vecna tries to counterspell Grog and Pike.
Banish Grog
Yeah.
and Pike.
Yeah, and he's like, "Ooh, but I counterspelled it at 8th level. That's why I got closer, motherfucker." And everyone just fucking starts losing their shit because they thought that he had fucked up the last turn, but in reality, he saved their asses from getting fucking smoked.
And then Mercer was like, oh no, what did he say when Vecna looks at Stanlin?
He's like, just as the spell fizzles in his hand, seething rage stares directly in your path. No words, just an angry glare. And then later on, because I'm pretty sure he was counterspelling at a lower level, but he kept rolling like a god. So that way it would still counterspell it.
And Vecna, fuck you. I shoot lightning from my penis.
And he's like, "I'm both frustrated and proud right now. It's hard to describe." Because Scanlan's quite literally just cock blocking him every fucking step of the way.
What's this feeling? Pride in somebody else? Too bad it's
Unfortunately, it's
overshadowed by
overshadowed
all
by
this
this
unending
unyielding
rage.
It's unyielding.
Alright, bitches,
Um,
I'm back.
Hello
Uh,
again.
Done. We got a meeting with the Queen in the morning. Maximilian, did you think this is where we'd end up?
Honestly, I have no idea. All I know is that we're lucky that our heads are still on our shoulders.
Yeah. That's good. I liked having my head. It helps me stay alive.
Alright.
Ah. We do have 24 hours before it's done. Okay.
Before
We
what?
should probably rest in town then.
Let's go back and make sure nothing. We need to make sure that they don't cause any problems, especially if we're going to be gone for an extended period of time. Unless you have another way to occupy them away from town.
I was going to see about getting some of them into the Fighters Guild.
Again, there you realize that there's a gold cost to get inside the Fighters Guild, right?
I was going to cover some of them.
All right. Make sure you choose the ones that can actually speak common.
Yeah. Can you remind me the gold cost for the Fighters Guild is like 25, right?
I believe it's
Yes.
25.
Yeah. So, back to the... Oh, okay. So stone speaks common. Do the Minotaur speak common as well, Jacob?
Let me see. Oh nope, that's the wrong. That's the wrong list. Nope, they speak Abyssal.
Okay, they speak Abyssal.
Apparently.
Do
Neat.
kobolds speak Draconic? Common?
Yes.
Yes, kobolds speak common. Bugbears speak common. Trolls speak only giant, and gnolls speak only gnoll. So, bugbears, it is. All of them resting or no when we get back?
Most of them will be resting at this point.
Most of them. Is Stone awake?
Stone is.
I will, call Stone over to me.
He will approach.
Do you know what the Fighters Guild is, Stone?
Why would we need a guild to fight? We fight all the time.
They pay you to fight things and do jobs.
My dream job?
Yes. You
Oh.
just have to take them from the board and you can do them. You wanna get 3 of your strongest ready to go with us in the morning?
Yeah, sure.
Along with you, Stone?
That I assumed.
I'm just making sure you're aware. And we'll see about getting you into this guild so you can start getting paid to fight things.
Ah, the fight is good.
And with that, we'll have to keep the trouble down here so they'll keep paying you to fight. Because if
Yes, it's
they
a good
make the
fight,
town mad, they won't pay you.
and that's bad, right?
Yes. Because then you won't get paid to fight and you lose Dream Job.
Oh, sad.
So if you wanna make sure that message gets passed along, until more people speak common, it will just be you four. But hopefully, as you guys bring in money, we can start getting more people enlisted in it.
Here's the
Very
other thing,
good.
Josh. You only need to have one person in the Fighters Guild, and then if you get three people in the Fighters
They have
Guild,
to be enrolled in the Fighters Guild
even the
to
party
gain
members.
to gain anything other than money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like at least at the start, you could have three bugbear leaders having gnolls, kobolds, and like trolls in their
Oh,
party,
yeah. That's right.
and
You
just
can,
have the bugbears be the leader because they can talk and accept the jobs.
That's right. You can bring other people with you who aren't in the guild, but they won't gain any rank from this.
Just money.
Just money. The more jobs you do, though, the more money you can make. The higher up you get. Does he have any questions?
Nope.
So bring those people in the morning with us.
All right.
All right. And then I will go to rest.
Nappity nap. Get my spell slots back.
Except for the one you already always have,
Of course.
expended.
Before resting for the night, I'm gonna check up on Elaine.
She's still not breathing real well, but she's actually awake. Probably the first time today.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
I'm gonna cast another aid on her since it's been probably more than 8 hours. It's been more than 8 hours since I've been here.
She's like, "Yo, what's up?" Feel like I got hit by a train.
I'm not gonna speak on it. I know you were trying to help, but if you get yourself killed, how are you gonna help anyone?
Oh, boo-hoo.
You can boo-hoo me all you want. It's not gonna change it.
So
You really
what
want me
do
to
we-
trust you and give you an opportunity to join us in these jobs? I need you to
Honestly,
take
I'm
care of
already outside
yourself.
the city. I don't give much of a fuck. Secondly, I am my own person, and I will die for whatever I damn well please.
Fine.
I
But
have lived my damn life.
just so you know, if it gets out because you end up dying on your own or because someone notices or finds out and they see exactly how you went out, covered in blood, without any wounds, you don't think that's going to get back to your family. You don't think that's going to get back. And you know the consequences.
What would have happened if they pissed off that bird?
A lot of things could have happened.
No. What would have happened if they pissed off the bird?
Probably a lot of people dead.
No, probably. There's no probably in that statement. Everyone would be dead. If it wanted it.
Well, you kind of forget the fact that our friend Ferdinand has a god on call.
But here's the thing. The god can't always show up.
True.
The god is his own man. So why are you using the god as a crutch?
I'm not. He is, or he
You
did.
literally just did.
I'm using it as an example.
You're using it as an excuse.
So
There's a
are you.
difference. No. I'm using the fact that did everything I could to try and stop everyone from dying, so we could get everyone out of Dodge before we pissed off the bird.
Did it work?
No. But here's the thing. If I casted it normally, it may not have worked either. Magic isn't a 100%, yay, I saved the day. It's luck. It's all luck. It always will be luck.
You're lucky to be alive.
However, I'd rather have the luck in our favor than not in our favor. So using all the tools at our disposal is an important thing of that, don't you think?
you got me there.
Granted,
No,
if it was a situation where there wasn't a giant ass bird, I wouldn't have fucking used it. I'm not dumb. But this is, quite literally, talking about 200-ish people dying. Would you have taken that chance?
let's be honest. I ain't exactly a good example. If it was me, I would have had one of the trolls throw me up on top of that bird, and I would have tried to knock it out of the sky.
And then you would have been eaten.
Oh, probably. I
Granted,
fully understand that your point is correct. I fully understand that. However, my problem with it is the fact that for the time being, whether you like it or not, you are under my care. You don't have to like it. You can run away
the
if you
thing
want.
is, the thing
but
that's a bad phrase because you say under your care when no one would care if I ended up dead.
mm,
You
I don't
you are
think
the only
that's the
person at
case.
that moment.
Mm,
It-
I'd like you
it-
to say that to Ferdinand. See what he thinks.
okay, this group, to
It's a
be
little
more
easier.
specific. No one else cares if I end up dead.
Kid.
Oh, by the way, yeah, here's a mine. Yeah, sell that at any fucking thieves guild. You can get yourself a new damn horse cart.
Say what?
She handed you a mine
Oh,
that
A
she dug
deactivated
up.
one, I presume.
okay.
By the way, might want to look into that. That's military grade. Um, Probably made within the last 6 months. So, hot off the oven.
Who's making military grade explosives and putting them in between the Warmind and Fort Strong?
Well, who's making military grade explosives? Any military on the continent. Who's putting them in between? I have no fucking idea. I can take
Oh,
guesses, but I might as well just be throwing darts at a dartboard.
no, that's something I can discuss with the Queen when we go to our meeting in the morning.
But yeah, you can probably buy yourself a new horse and cart with that, because God, they're fucking expensive.
Thank you. You probably need it. But I will say, kid, I don't think you fully understand your situation, like in my perspective. Because I stand exactly in your shoes. Maybe not the same way, because I've been living quite a bit longer at this point. But I could not name a single person besides this group, and even then, some of them probably not, that care whether or not I live or die or left this group. So I understand fully what you mean. Doesn't mean you gotta
Everyone
live your
I've ever
life by
met
it.
wants me dead. at all times, everywhere I go.
If I go back home, it's the same for me.
Yeah, but this is you have an area. I have the continent.
Well, if I was to be open and honest about who I am, it probably would be the continent for me. I'm just a little easier at hiding myself than you are, given my skin persuasion. No offense.
I light up. I can be seen from all corners of the earth. You don't have to sugarcoat it.
Mm-hmm. My point. And again, you don't have to listen to me. This is just the ramblings of an old man. You don't have to live your life by your past. Same with the people.
I mean, why do you think I'm not going back into the fucking town unless I'm burning it down?
And yet you're still treating me and the rest of this party like we're part of the problem.
Because you haven't really showed me that we've been together for 2 days.
Exactly.
Do you expect me to be, oh, yippee day? Oh, and I've been
No.
unconscious for one of them.
No. What I'm saying is you haven't given us a chance. You've been hostile more often than not. You tell me all the time how you might as well just leave, and I'm surprised you haven't already. How am I supposed to trust you with anything when at every given moment you tell me that you could just leave if you wanted to, and you might as well half the time is what you're saying to me half the time, yeah? You're
Well,
basically lumping us in that group without any chance of us trying to gain your trust.
well, you can prove me wrong instead of lecturing about how my actions may be wrong in your eyes. Because let's be real here, I wasn't joking about people trying to kill me on a regular basis. Like, at all. I have been sent by my dad to disarm 4 minefields by the age of 10. I've been abandoned in the forest 4 times. I've been, oh, last 2 weeks alone. Let's see, what is that? 4 attempted murders? And by the way, remind me how people keep themselves safe by, what is it? Lumping things into groups so they can identify danger better? It's how we process things. I know that, I understand it. I wasn't born yesterday. But giving me a lecture 2 days in is not going to make me change my mind.
I wouldn't feel like a lecture would be necessary if you hadn't tried to nearly kill yourself within 2 days. Be it
Eh,
the reasoning for it is completely understandable and something I myself probably would have done. However, in my case, in my situation, it's something that I needed to address. It's less of this being a, as you called it, a lecture, and more of a, let's try to start this again with both of our ways of thinking out on the table.
honestly, you should have just said that instead of turning it into a lecture.
Well, it's kind of hard when somebody argues at every sentence I say. Kind of
Kind of hard when you
smiling
make
back.
it so easy to argue.
I'm sorry, I'm a slow talker. I'm old, remember? I'll kind of stand up at that one, like, I'll still kick your ass, though.
Give it a week, old man. You'll see.
Any day.
He could let you and you'd pass out right now.
She actually has 5 extra health than she normally would have because of me.
I know.
Yeah, right now she has a total whopping. I think it's like 11 health.
Is that with or without the 5 extra ones?
That's with the 5.
And then you could flick her into unconsciousness.
Especially since my hammer is +2? Yeah. That wasn't meant to be a lecture, but quite literally every time I said one sentence, argue.
Well, she's not dumb. She is finding the faults in your words and challenging you on them, because that is how she stayed alive.
And that's why he's arguing right back. And that's how it turned into a lecture. So it's her fault.
You could have you could have stopped.
That's not how I am.
There we go. So it turned into a lecture.
Because she made it.
Listen, you're both
Anyway.
stubborn
When he
jackasses.
walks out, I'm gonna ask him how his apprentice is doing.
Still dying, but recovering.
Not actively.
You're welcome
Just
for that.
passively.
It'll probably be a few weeks before she's back up to full strength.
Crazy thing about to stick your face in front of a mine.
That's not what.
Yeah, the mine. Speaking of, you want to give that to Ferdinand and tell him to sell it? Get us a horse and a cart again.
I can take it and I will get it to him.
Maybe try to get some food again and water. To
I'll
replace
talk
what we
to
got.
him and we'll see how to best utilize the money. Hopefully we can get more than what its value is, but we'll have to wait and see.
Mm-hmm.
And we also have a very important meeting to it. Jesus.
He's gonna walk off outside of the camp.
I will take the mind to Ferdinand and explain to him that apparently this mine is worth some good gold to the right people, and we may be able to get our cart, horses, and maybe a few extra things with it.
Thank you. Sora. We'll definitely sell it.
Maximilian suggested that we gather food too as part of the extra.
Yeah, since we are traveling. I suggest that you get some sleep before the midday tomorrow.
Oh, don't you worry about me.
Not every day you meet royalty.
I guess that's fair.
So, and I'm turning in for the night.
I will as well.
Irby.
So Wrath, are you going back to Solitude Inn?
Yeah, I mean, I already
Oh.
paid for the room.
Right.
Oh, I'm sleeping at the monster camp.
I should probably keep Vernon in company then.
I mean, you already paid for your room, didn't you?
Yep.
For today, I didn't realize I'd be back in a day.
When did you go? We've
When
been
did you pay for a
outside of
room?
town for a day. When did you go into town to pay for a room?
We paid up front, didn't we?
No.
That was a while ago. Like,
Yeah.
you
Well, we
left
did.
town and came back.
We were paying 5 gold every night that we stay there, and we would pay in the morning for the night to keep our stuff safe in our room.
Yeah. So our stuff's still over there. So I might as well go back and gather the stuff and stay there. Farkas, I will
did
make sure to bring back.
do you forget you left town and came back?
I might have. Hold on.
Because you left to do an escort job?
Yeah. Fuck, my mind's a jumbled mess.
Okay. Nope, I feel that and I understand that this week has been hell for me. Honestly, I am super fucking ecstatic you guys haven't left town.
Alright, so I guess I just stay with the group then.
Okay.
Since I'm a monk, I can probably just, like, sleep in a tree or something.
No, that's what one of my characters did all the time.
Oh yeah.
That's the only question I asked. Is there a tree around?
Do we see any trees, specifically ones that look like they have comfortable bark?
Is there some
Anyways.
By the way, I did a wisdom saving throw after walking out of camp. So just for a few hours before going back to camp to sleep, I'm gonna do some exercises.
What did you rolled a wisdom saving throw? What did you roll?
I rolled
Anyways,
an 18 plus 5.
okay. I
That
don't know
was
what you're wisdom saving
for
against, but
my alcohol that I still have.
right.
So instead, I'm channeling that manic energy into some exercising before coming back to camp.
So you're turning into me. Anyways.
Me as a person is also trying to do that, but the mental energy has been lacking.
You're either weak of body or weak of mind.
So,
Anyways.
this is going to be an
The
intense
freaking
meeting.
grind to freaking go to the gym, it's real difficult, especially with the price.
I make it 6 days a week.
I miss the gym.
So, anyways, besides the point. Fuck it, let's do the morning thing now. Let's do the morning thing now and be done with it.
Nappity nap.
So, you wake up in the morning. I'm assuming you're going back into Withergate to the Fighters Guild.
Yes.
Yep, with my 4 bud bears.
As you get into the Fighters Guild, once again, the manager is waiting for you.
We'll set 100 gold on the table and ask that these 4 people that enlisted in the guild.
All right, I can take care of their paperwork.
And could you point them in the direction of a job?
Yes, I can help them pick
register
their
that,
first
please?
job. That would not be
This-
any trouble.
I will look at Stone and be like, "This is the manager. He will help you find a job for your first time. Preferably something with a decent amount of fighting." This is what I will tell the manager before
will
we
see what
head
I can
towards our
do.
meeting.
And for the rest of you, if you take that door there,
I can
you
show
will
them the
get
way if you wish.
into. Oh, did someone say something?
Yeah, I'll tell you. I can show them the way if you wish.
He's pointing to a different door.
Oh, never mind.
There's a carriage there waiting for you. It will take you to the castle.
Oh,
Oh
by
shit.
the way, I've got I will pull out the mine from before. I have to sell this later.
You just see him just like take a cloth and just put it over it real quick. Are you fucking crazy?
I don't want to bring this into the castle.
You know what? That's a fair point.
Oh my god.
To do hold on to it till we get back.
You
That
fucking owe me.
civilian had it given to me last night.
He will point to Maximilian. You fucking owe me.
I wasn't expecting him to bring it with him right now.
I just had it on me.
Ferdinand, we need to talk about you carrying explosives on your person.
Well, do the carriage.
Pretend like everything's
You are
as you
you are an ancient AI. How do you not understand this concept?
As you are all walking away, you can see the manager actively panicking at his desk
It's dismount.
because
It's de-armed.
the explosives are illegal. They're just
Oh.
illegal.
Oh!
Ferdinand, you know this.
By the
He can be
way,
shot for this.
I knew they were legal on the other side of the border. I didn't know they were legal here.
No, they were legal here. This is where Hope got them in the first place.
Hey, I thought Dragon Hollow.
No, he got
They're
them
illegal in
here.
Dragon Hollow, and they're legal in Withergate.
Are they legal in Eternia?
Eternity,
Eternity?
nope,
See.
they're not. They're
Uh,
pretty much. Eternity is pretty much do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, he bought them in Dragon Hollow.
No, he never made it to Dragon Hollow.
No, he made it to Dragon Hollow. That's where he bought them.
Oh.
That's why he bought them. I didn't know they were illegal on this side of the border.
Well, I told Soul Rat to tell him to sell it at the Thieves Guild.
Hopefully he's fine. Do you think he's fine?
No.
he's probably dead.
Because all he has to say is that he confiscated it from us.
So we did the carriage.
About friggin' carrying explosives.
So as you get to the carriage, there will be a guard standing out in front of it. I will need you all to relinquish any of your weapons. Don't worry, they will be kept safe here in the Fighters Guild, and they will be returned to you as soon as you get back.
Do I need to part with my stick?
Yeah,
You do not seem old enough to need it to walk.
Damn it.
I
give
I
him my
will give
stick.
him 2 knives. that
Don't forget
Ferdinand
your short sword too.
I
barely
will
knows
drop
how to
this.
use.
Well, the short sword's with my stuff, like the stuff that I'm not gonna be taking, so.
Okay, you don't have it.
And I'll give him 2 daggers and a crossbow.
And I don't have my bow on me, so I'm pretty sure that's good, so.
Things
Oh.
people
Do I have
didn't
the
know
arrows on
had.
me? Yeah, I should give him the arrows,
Oh.
I guess.
Always love these compilations of people putting out their weapons.
Alright. I'm
Damn
assuming
that.
everyone gives over all their stuff without any
Yes.
problem.
Yes.
I'll
I-
ask him if he needs
I
me
hand
to
him the
take off my-
arrows.
I'll ask him if
but-
he needs me to take off my gauntlets and turn over my holy symbol.
Oh, damn it. Wi-Fi, why?
So if I'm giving him the arrows, is he gonna ask where the bow is?
Probably not.
And it not like it matters to him. He doesn't.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to hide a bow. Did Jacob die?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. It'll be bad.
Could be like the Assassin's Creed like freaking bow that they have on like their arm.
Yeah, but that's not normal technology, so no.
Also,
Also, you don't have sleeves.
That's
yeah.
true.
Not with that attitude.
Not with that.
Unless he's sleeving up his scales.
My scales are beautiful. You're just jelly.
Spoken like a true jelly.
All right.
Yay, Dark God's back. Oh,
And the stream has reconnected now. Okay.
Whoa.
Wi-Fi died there for a second.
Nice.
Everything's fine.
Well, did you hear what I said, Jacob? I'm assuming not, but
Basically all I said, I'm assuming everyone hands over all the gear, and that was basically about it.
gotcha. I asked if he needed me to turn over my gauntlets and my holy symbol.
Okay. Yep.
I asked him if he needed me to.
Because that, as a magic caster, that is a weapon.
Yep. I'd take off my gauntlets and my holy symbol.
They don't compensate Snappy, do they?
I mean, he's not a weapon. He's.
Yes, he
Is
is.
he?
He's a person, though.
He's a dragon.
I mean,
The
can
bear
we
stays
really justify
outside.
that as a? Oh, he's not gonna like that.
No, that's from Vox Machina.
Yeah. So, does he ask about that, Jacob, or no?
Uh-oh.
Jacob?
death.
God
that's
has
not good.
died.
That's not good.
Pray to your gods.
Say hello to your god.
Pick a god and pray.
Yeah.
No.
Kirby.
Bad.
I haven't
Better
done
be.
it. It's not the first time I did it today, but it's the first time I did it on stream.
Computer.
As soon as you start, everyone scalds
Wait,
you.
wait, I heard Jacob.
I did too.
I heard him. He might still be alive.
I can hear you guys, but it's weird. My
I can
computer's
hear you.
being weird.
My question was, are they going to try to compensate Snappy?
One more time, Josh.
Are
they
they going
going
to
to
try to
compensate?
compensate Snappy?
I'm assuming you said snappy because the last word keeps cutting off.
Yes, Snappy.
Okay. No. They
Okay.
do not.
Aha! I told you, Rage.
Time to turn the charge.
They don't realize what the fuck snappy is. No one does.
That god in my fucking corner.
As far as everyone knows, it might as well just be a parrot.
Well, that's a bit rude, but I'll take it. Means that he gets to stay with us.
So,
I call him Co Big Bird.
Fuck you.
Alright, so you get to the castle, you get through the gates, and the cart instantly blows up. I'm kidding.
oh
Bro,
god,
new
no, not
character.
again. Flashback.
Vietnam. No.
I was kind of tempted, but no. I'll wait to completely disarm you and attack you some other time. Just not this time.
Alright.
So, as the cart stops, as you get out of the cart, there's a very nice entrance garden area. It is very beautiful.
Oh,
A couple of the guards will start leading you into the palace. Honestly, these guards might as well just have fucking rocket launchers strapped to their back. they are fucking armed, and they
Oh,
show it.
my.
Josh, you would recognize some of this gear as ex-military gear, based off of stuff from some of the old eras.
Ah.
But it is. These are the only military you've seen that is better equipped than these guys is the trade city, Dragon Hollow.
Ah.
Because they have better gear, whereas Warmind has better training. They're just the superior fighting force. You
I
get
get
it.
you.
You can hand them a dirty, rusted dagger, and they'd fucking kick your ass with it.
Tatsu's death.
Good to see.
Crit with the dirty dagger.
Can everyone still hear me? Because
Yes. Yes,
okay,
we can.
Yeah.
still my stuff is still lightly freaking out, so I'm gonna close Tailspire for a second.
Telspire won't even let me in, so
Let's see. Eventually you were brought into basically what is a dining room. No, not basically. It is a dining room.
Ooh.
All right.
And you
That's
are brought pretty decent looking breakfast.
Do I need to make a con save? Is it that good?
Yeah, it's definitely better than what you were eating. Oh wait, no, it's you, Irby. So you just had 1,000 good berries this morning. That's right.
he needs to make a con save so that the normal food doesn't kill him.
Mhm. For other reasons.
You
Because
are.
my
I'm assuming you just keep eating good berries.
I mean,
Fine.
I'll eat the good food too, but
all right.
I'll make good berry sauce, squeezing them in my hand over my mashed potatoes.
We have brought a savage into the castle.
All right. We've entered the castle. My Wi-Fi is kind of going in and out. We'll just end it there.
All right.
To save headaches.
We brought a savage into the castle.
I did grow up in the woods.
Oh, Irby, I have plans for you.
Oh no.
I do.
We're
I
all
really do. I would say I feel bad, but you brought this all on yourself.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right.
Does anyone have any questions for me before I go do the sleep thing?
Nope. You answered all
That's-
mine already.
I won't be here next week, so have fun, boys.
Yep.
Will I be here next week? I have a thing at 3, so
I mean, we'll be starting at probably noon.
okay. So I'll at least get the first part.
Yeah, I'm at work, so, and I basically work all day when it comes to Sundays. When I
Yep.
do work, I think it's
So
like
get
what,
the-
10 to 8, or no,
Yeah,
noon
I
to
mean,
8.
unless everyone's chill with starting at like 4 o'clock in the morning when I get up.
Oh yeah, that sounds amazing.
I'll wake up
Okay.
at 5:30. We didn't push it to 5:30.
Oh yeah, I think I could do that. We could start D&D at 5:30 every morning.
Uh, will I be awake then?
No.
If you're not, we'll just twist your fucking dick.
There's sometimes I'm surprised you're up at noon.
There's some times that I'm surprised that I'm at 4. What are you kidding?
Yeah. See,
Alright.
I think this meeting with the tween should be interesting.
Mhm.
It will be.
We've already brought it. And he's already like freaking putting good berry on every.
Fortis already did
Fortis.
varying things, yes. We got 4 bugbears into the Fighters Guild.
And I gave them the idea of having them have trolls and gnolls on their side.
Yeah, they're gonna deal with some problems and build some good fortune.
And you've got a person who's got no memory.
Who's that?
Me.
Wow.
I
Gonna say
can't
that
believe that I
dude.
freaking missed that. We went out and did a quest and like did that.
Yeah, we left town literally 2 weeks ago. You guys came back into town last week.
I don't know. I hate these fucking drugs.
You know. I think this is gonna be fun. I think we have a new ally in the long line.